maybe they're right on the edge, but that's the 2K that you could be buying in this round.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree even more, because I actually think the AWP is kind of important on this map. Like, you know, if you look at it, you would say, but there is no long range to fight on this. But yeah, you need to get aggressive, and someone like Henny could do it, right?
Well, again, as we've seen so many times, Astralis in some ways kind of defining the meta on this map with how aggressive they can be with Device at this A ramp.
Well, I mean, there's another team that did it really well. Jame on Avantgarde, he played super aggressive CT side AWPing, and it's worked really well for him. So I just think it's one of those things that has to happen more often for more teams.
Well, we'll see. It's a tough thing to manage. Here comes the utility. Nexa watching for anyone to be flushed out, and again the defense stacking up at the A-bomb side. I think we've come here 8 rounds now. Ooh, yeah. Shooting your teammate in the back of the head isn't the best thing in the world, but it's not going to cause any kind of issues in the round. Hold that thought, KSCERATO, 2 HP. If he landed that, there might have been a chance, but not enough health to get into another gunfight. 5-3, FURIA hasn't been able to really contend. They haven't had the rifles in 3 rounds. Now they're going to get him out. But still, it's a little bit on the edge, especially for Henny with that AWP.
Did you see Hunter rocking his chair towards the... just trying to get it closer inch by inch?
I did not.
That could be a GIF all on its own. Yeah, I think I still... like, AWP or not, they have one in this round. I want to see him... again, I want to see him a little bit more aggression out of Fury. I want to see how they can handle that. This kind of play now, unfortunately for them, Henny's holding out. If he keeps going Henny, he's dead before he can do anything. Like, there's a little bit of smoke. It's so dark down here when you're peeking from the outside. It's very hard to see much of anything. But yeah, he's not going to go for it. I still like the idea of pushing up here. I mean, I want them to be even more aggressive, but
I wonder if you can spam that corner. Henny was looking at. Ooh, the little feet are showing from Jax. He gets his toes blown off. Art with a foot fetish.
Well, there we go. I don't know if you can have toe replacement surgery.
They use your fingers.
They use your fingers. Yeah, you take every other finger. You just have to compromise. Maybe you can... maybe...
Don't even go down this road. This is
I'm
not
just
worth
saying,
it.
it'd be weird to live life with somebody else's toes on your feet, right?
Jesus. Oh, that's a good find as well. What a return. Art did not even see it coming.
They definitely don't do whole head replacement surgery. That's we're not far enough advanced. We'll have to wait to 2025 before they start doing that stuff.
Well, this is what you talked about earlier. Mid control goes over to G2, and they've just posted up Almanac. They can rotate across and around the map. 38 seconds left, and Almanac is going to be such a tough person to clear out. KSCERATO at this point, once you lose mid, his teammates have to do something, because KSCERATO's got to start feeling the pressure, and they haven't gone to this bomb site yet, and no utility is being spent over at A, so you could see Vinny starting to peer towards mid, but he still has no idea. KSCERATO on an island, all on his own.
Yeah, and they have a Molotov as well on Nexus, so he's in a lot of trouble. It's a great job that he gets that first kill, and Hunter goes down. Amanek blowing up the door, and that's losing the mid-control for you. 9 seconds left, and now they're in trouble. Amanek, he's holding this for the minute. The bomb is being planted on the other side, and oh, Kenny only just gets it. They took a bit longer getting that bomb down than I was even expecting. I actually thought that would be the first thing, and I think Amanek was... in any other scenario, he isn't flanked that quickly, so I guess credit to Fury actually for being there. I think, was that Vinny or Yuri who was coming up to the flank really quickly?
I think it was Yuri. I think they'd started to move over. Regardless,
that is so important, because otherwise, you know, the bomb probably goes down and there's no chance at all here. That's a great defense from Furia.
This has been a trend, especially with G2 in their matchup against Na'Vi, but we've seen a lot of teams starting to really run down this clock late into the round, and it's getting dangerous. And I mean, you don't have to look too hard to see the consequences or to see like the different elements of what happens when you, like all the obstacles that present itself when there's only 10 seconds left. G2's got to be careful. 5-4, just a narrow lead. Plenty of cash on the offensive side of things. The first round they go B, they have mid control, but they don't net a round win.
Yeah, and I think they just weren't ready to lose that one player to KSCERATO early on. I think actually, if you rewatch it, I'm pretty sure Nexa already had the Molotov out to photo his position, and you know they were maybe a little bit late with it. So then he got that first kill, and all of a sudden it was a bit closer than they wanted.
Well, Art is in a dangerous position, can be exposed from the B stairs. That's why KSCERATO is so aggressive. But when this smoke clears, Art's going to have a tough fight on his hand. He spots the shadow jumping. Almanac throws out a flashbang, and Art is going to give up the angle. That was a one-chance shot and then back away from it. 50 seconds on the clock now. Hunter still over towards that A bomb site, keeping a staging area for his teammates to rotate over.
Look at Henny. Hunter didn't even have a Molotov, so he couldn't actually clear it out. Neither does Kenny, who's the next guy up. Next is the only one with a Molotov if they wanted to clear out those sandbags. Now there's going to be a smoke for him to walk away, and that's probably very, very smart. Now here's the problem, though, if you're playing CT side on this map, even 4 versus 5, you're not safe at all. A lot of bad things can still happen. 20 seconds left, which is not a lot of time, but they are right on the lip of that bomb site. Amanek is in the middle somewhere, and he's going to be opening up, taking down Yuri, trying to stop the rotation. Art will get him in return. 10 seconds on the clock. They're running right into the fire and trying to get it done. Jack's going down. The bomb is planted at least, but Kenny's the only one left, and he's got no chance. Vinny with a nice triple kill. And then it's going to be FURIA now tying it all up at 5-5. I think they are off to a very good start here, FURIA, in spite of everything.
Yeah, they really are. Once they've got this money, I mean, we kind of criticize them for, I kind of criticize them for having 3 rounds with just pistols, but ever since then, ever since they've got this AWP out in Henny's hands, ever since they've got some of the utility behind the buy, they've been sitting very, very nice. Able to delay, able to do some creative things over towards that A bomb site when they get aggressive at sandbags. 5-5, and now a double op setup is underway.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that I think they even had that last round, right? Art was playing over at the window at B, and Henny was playing at that sandbags corner. So it's strange, right? Because I think sometimes we fall into like a rhythm of just saying, well, the good alt maps are like maps like Train or Dust 2, where there's like long distance, you have the scope, you can go with double scope, and you know it's easier. But you know, some of these maps, like this map, I don't think double op on this map is crazy at all. Of course, it's going to make, you know, retakes almost impossible. But then again, retakes are already impossible. So you know, you're not losing much.
Well, we'll see where they put the other one. And he's going to be at the A bomb site. Art's going to be in middle again. Ooh, there's a nice leg shot onto Kenny. That was fast, and he knows he tagged it. He throws out the nade. That deals great damage onto Jax. What a nice opening from Henny. This time, G2, all 5 players towards the A-bomb site immediately, and that is another beautiful shot. There's just so many different places that G2 is having to clear, especially doing this fast, and Henny's ready for it all.
And they need to win those fights, so that's Kenny going down from the early leg shot there from Henny. So this is just working out so well. A beautiful opening so far for Henny. And now they're 5-on-3. Picking up all the grenades, no fakes, no nothing. They are just going for it at 1 minute and 10 seconds, and they need to win a fight right here. Nexa dodging a flashbang. He saw that coming very well, but they still need to get on the side. Vinny will go down, and I think right now FURIA just need to wait for the bomb plant here. Once the bomb is being planted, you know, they're going to have to cover it. It's going to be tricky.
And G2 have to get this plant down now. I mean, they have no more utility left. All they have is that decoy and Amanek. So Hunter's holding the angle. He does find one. Now it's all about frags. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing creative to break yourself out of this. And Henny, with no smokes in his face, he is accurate as can be. And Amanek left in a 1 versus 3. And I don't see it happening. There's Art again. The double op setup, just holding angles. 4 kills across the both of them. And FURIA have grabbed a hold of this game 3 rounds straight now to take a 6-5 lead.
Yeah, that was a huge round from Henny. He only got 2 kills, but he did way more than that.
You go slow and you run out of time and you can't overcome obstacles. You go fast and Henny leg shots Kenny and drops a 50 damage nade onto another player.
I don't understand why. I think it's much more doable for them to, you know, to try and go slow. Like the problem is like now that double up setup is being really annoying for them. Ooh, they run down that Mac 10 or sorry the rifle on Yuri. And Jax with the opening, just jumping around the corner. That's really something.
This is G2's map pick as well, Vertigo. And they haven't shown a whole lot of tactical diversity. Oh, this is a brutal angle. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, they must have known he was there. Might have heard the scope, but Nexa's got the immediate dink, and even though he's traded, they're going to love that. If they can hit the timing on this, it's only Art at this bomb site, and they now know his position. He misses that flick. Now he's in trouble. Misses that as well. Kenny with the return with the deagle. And that MAC-10 is up close. It's cleared out by Vinny, but he's down low. Dinked as he tries to make his way into the bomb site.
The grenade doesn't really do anything there. And there's another look late in the middle of the map here. Amanek just with a P250, but that stolen AWP take down Henny. Vinny doing his best to get into it, but it's not going to be possible. That's a great steal for G2. Just the speed behind it, the forward position there from K Serrato, and you know.
Yeah.
Probably maybe could have got more out of it. We've seen people in that position before by the, I don't know, what is it, generator or something down there?
Yep, that works.
But
it's hard that late in the round. I mean, if he's back in the bomb site with the op, Art has a bit more safety around him, so he can actually play that differently, or maybe Kenny's not able to get the angle. Regardless, another timeout coming in as these teams are tied up 6-6.
That's a bit of relief for G2.
It's 13 kills for Kenny S to lead the server. 13 and 8 on him. 10 kills on Vinny is next up. That's leading the way for FURIA, but they've got 3 players at 9 frags. And actually, both teams, pretty decent spread as frustration is coming out. Timeout completed. Round 13 underway. Double up set up on the T side now. 3 SMGs for this defense. We'll see how aggressive they get, but they might walk right into Amanek. Ooh, I don't know how that missed, but such is life, Anders.
Yeah, I'm surprised he sort of even tried, you know, stuck around and actually repeat that angle. That's even dangerous. But nothing much comes of it. He's losing 21 health, and they're leaving K-Serrado alone over on this side. But they've been doing that so much. Like, it's a risk you have to take. The problem with your K-Serrado is when you know they have all these grenades, that position can be Molotoved instantly, and even if you smoke, that's going to help you maybe a little bit.
That B bomb site on this map feels a lot like Beyond Mirage. It's one of those cold positions that we talk about a number of times, where you're not going to get a whole lot of action throughout the game, but when it comes your way, you better deliver.
Yeah, when it comes your way, it's more than you want. Like you just get the feeling like, I'm kind of bored in this game, and it's like, it's way too much. It's way too, please.
I take it back. I want to be bored again.
Yeah, just want to go back. Hunter is playing alone on that A-bomb side.
He's going to get it here. He's going to get way more than he wants. We'll see how much of a fake this can actually cause. I mean, 4 defenders are here, so it's not like you're pulling anyone away. It's more like you're keeping players here. And now comes the hit. K-Serrado, just a cute little MP9, and somehow through the smoke he does massive damage, but never had any idea that Jax was wrapping around. That happened way too fast, and even Vinny with his own SMG can't do enough. They might want to start thinking about saving this all pretty soon here.
Yeah, I agree. 3 takes on this site it's really no picnic. Oh, they picked up a Krieg as well on Yuri, so now I'd definitely say probably not worth it. Henny will pick up a kill. Bomb is down, and they do have a kit on Art, so I mean, if they got a couple more kills right now, it could work out. Amanek covering a very, very good line into the bomb site here, and they're not doing much to move forward. They don't have any more smokes, no flashbangs, no molotovs to force anyone out. You need those tools to get into it. Missed chance for Art, and now Henny and Yuri are both down. So that's the Krieg gone, and I'm not even sure Art can save this AWP any longer. It's going to be a little bit tricky at least, and he'll go down to Amanek. A good round for Amanek, a double for him and a triple for Jax. And G2 winning a 7th round, and that'll blow out the economy for FURIA once again.
That actually was way more competitive than I thought it would be. Once K-Serrado went down, those MP9s did some work. G2 is almost forced to get away with that. The nice thing they had was the double op setup. I mean, they just had great lines to watch. That retake was going to be so tough regardless. But still, FURIA making it closer than I even expected. 6-7. And nothing, as you mentioned, to fight with except for a Zeus. Here comes a push. Hunter's going to have an opportunity. I have to imagine they heard the footsteps.
And I think they're going to check it regardless. Ooh, that's a good wall bang. You like that. Didn't do, you know, an insane amount of damage, but I think everybody checks these things now. I think this whole way through now, it's become such a competitive part of the map that you just always have to look for it. Okay. Nexa just doesn't even care.
No, I'll take that dink all day long.
Absolutely unfazed by the situation.
Yeah, he'll come right back for it. Gets stronger when he's dinked.
It's like one of those, you get to throw the first punch.
But I'm going to throw the next 3.
Yeah, well, you know, but you better knock me out because the return's going to be pretty. Have you ever seen those, this might be going off topic, have you seen those like Russian slapping contests?
I have. Those are intense.
They're very intense.
I had a buddy of mine send me that because we, you know what, maybe that's not a discussion for on air.
That might.
Let's just say I've been in some slapping contests myself back in my day. I saw someone linked us the Japanese video of the guys who are
face
bald.
slapping or
no, face slapping. Right. The guys who put like the really strong suction cups in their head, and they have like who has the stronger bald head. And they have like a tug of war between their two bald scalps. That's very weird.
Weird, but also, entertaining. I don't mind it. I need to be careful about making fun of bald people because I'm.
Yeah, you're coming.
Gonna be a couple of years.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah, so but that's also kind of why I want to get my chance now. Like,
you get all your licks in now.
Yeah,
I did that too. Don't worry.
All right, that's good.
8-6. Here we go. Final round of the first half, and FURIA trying to scrape together anything as much as they possibly can. AWP in Henny's hands. He's got no armor. Look at this play from Art. I don't think we've seen this level of aggression quite yet, and this might just work out. No one is looking. He's found a perfect timing on this. Oh, Nexa has the flank, but Art now needs to back off, so at least he found it. But that's an unfortunate loss for Nexa.
That was, yeah, that is just a lottery, isn't it? Like, how do you know if you're going to be getting that? Nice peek from Vinny using the VLC cone as a way to just avoid getting spotted. And using the spam after it as well. Doesn't even matter if it's a clean, straight-up fight. He just knows the position and gets back into the wall. And Art, he's just... Have I mentioned lately how I just like watching FURIA play for the, like, again, it's so crazy. I think Art has been a really fun player to watch this tournament for me. It's been a bit of a revelation. Kenny, this is an awkward timing. Oh, he's going to double him up. They're already injured from Vinny's spam early on. That's a good find, and Art can just back off again. He's been such a nuisance this entire round. First flanking down the ladder, now finding a new angle for it, and it's just on Jax. He's going to push in. He'll find Art. Just a nice little one-tap to the side. 105 ADR for Jax in this half. Not too shabby at all. No, he's had a very good game, which it's not even surprising anymore, right? He's been a really, really fun addition to French Counter-Strike. Jax, even with one more headshot to take down Yuri, it just still seems very unlikely, but maybe if he was lightning fast about it, he could get the bomb plant down, but how is he supposed to know that no one's, like, there immediately? Now they are anyway, so he's going to fake it once, go for the kill. Now he has to go through with it, and Henny's going to be creeping around the corner. That's the worst thing in the world, isn't it, when you're like... You see the shoulder slowly coming around. It's the worst horror movie ever. Can I just have some privacy? Like, I'm trying to do my job here, and you're intruding all the time. Like, I've tried to leave the office door locked and, like, closed, and you just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Well, we're going to take some privacy as well. It's halftime break, and we'll be right back. Back on Vertigo, second half here. It's MIBR and G2 Esports for best of 3. Excuse me? What? You just confused Brazilian teams. You said MIBR. Did I do? You did. Wow. Well, another coffee for Anders, please. Stat. Yeah, the problem is I already had 2, so I can't even use that excuse. I don't know. Maybe I was just going on autopilot or something. Maybe there is something wrong with my brain after all. Yeah, apologies. It's the aliens. It is FURIA, and you know what? I shouldn't be mixing them up. I do love watching FURIA play a lot. Yeah. Like there are some. I have my doubts about the long-term future, and I have some. Every once in a while I see some things where I'm like, but why are you making these mistakes now, guys? But just I walk away from almost every game thinking this is feel pretty great.
The
like,
players,
it's really entertaining.
I think the players on an individual level are so much fun to watch. I think there's a lot of cool things going on in this FURIA team. Sometimes the team aspect does make you wonder, but it's always exciting at the very least.
Now G2, let's see what they can bring us here. They did pick the map there. They're up 8-7 right now. If they can win the pistol round, that'll give them a pretty good lead. Jax is playing really well. Kenny's playing really well. Those are all really good building blocks for a potential good map here on this Vertigo battleground.
Ooh, towards middle we go for this T-side pistol. Jax is going to have a big job, and especially Nexa, because it looks like Vinny is waiting to come up the stairs with a lot of players willing to just jump through that gap.
Yeah, I think if they go through middle and Jax can't stop them, Nexa's got no chance.
The question, remember, Jax is the big one with the communication that people talk about, you know, not being able to communicate as much. So will he be able to pass the information along fast enough so that Nexa can be safe? He calls out the smoke. Nexa hasn't budged. They can come through that drop any second now, but instead they're going to split through the door. Oh, this is very aggressive, very quick. That's a perfect flashbang. What a pop flash from Henny. And that's going to open up the bomb site so well. A triple kill for Yuri, and that's stunning. I loved everything about that.
That was a very, very good flashbang to go, you know, over the door as you're opening it. That was beautiful. Amanek and Hunter, 2 versus 4, and in the corner. Hunter will take him down. So a bit of an attempt at a retake here. They do have a kit and a smoke, and we've actually seen some really crazy smoke diffusers on this map. It's not going to be on top of the bomb, instead just trying to block them off on one side. I don't mind that either. Amanek will take down Art, and Hunter will get one more kill. Now, can he find him in the last couple of seconds? He's going to have to be lightning fast here. Yuri, oh my god, he shoots him right to the smoke, and Hunter with the triple kill and the save. I can't believe it.
That's so unreasonable. That is just stolen out of the hands of FURIA. What a play from Hunter. That was just desperation. That was his only opportunity.
Yeah, it really was. This is crazy. There's absolutely, yeah, he's just shooting. That's what he had to do, right? If the other option was, you know, jumping through the smoke to look for him, like that would have already been too much time off the clock, right? That would have been taking the time that was left. That's huge.
I cannot believe it. Hunter is just kicked FURIA right in the balls. They've got that stomach ache. Art's got a Krieg. The plan is going to allow them to buy the triple Krieg second round strategy. Hunter just waiting behind the sandbags. There is 2 Molotovs. Hunter has no smoke to extinguish the flames if they do come this route, but I think Kenny has maybe waiting. Oh, that's a good timing. Follow-up as well. He can spray down 3, and he's got it. Again, the hero from the pistol round. 1 health left. How do you get out of this one? Here comes a Molotov from the CT side, and that's him going down. I think that was actually a contact death, but Amanek's going to clean things up either way. 3 Kriegs does absolutely nothing. Hunter is just a stud to open up this second half.
Oh, they threw the bottle at him, didn't they? It's turned into a bar fight. That's amazing. Oh man, I think I've never seen a Molotov kill someone before in a professional game. That is.
Yeah, we don't get it too often, do we?
No, it's very.
That seems like the perfect place for it to happen, though.
Yeah. I can guarantee you, FURIA are going to be throwing Molotovs at that position every single time from here on out. That's a very costly triple kill. That's where they needed to do damage to the G2 economy. They needed to like get back in the game pretty early. They had every chance to, but now instead it's a very, very different feeling.
Yeah, this CT side, I mean, just based off these first 3 rounds, which admittedly isn't much, but it seems like G2 knows what they're doing. They seem pretty situated, but we'll see now that the rifles are out. Although I guess theoretically, FURIA's already had a rifle round with 3 Kriegs. Now they've got 5. If 3 doesn't work, add 2 more.
11-7.
Hunter's only got 13 kills, but the 5 he's had in this half so far have been massive, and he's going to have a chance for more, although they spotted him very quickly. Problem is, they can't really hunt him down the way they'd like. Oh, look how aggressive he's getting. And he's going to back off once that smoke goes up, but throwing some utility. Art's down low, and somehow Hunter's going to get away after massive aggression, and they get him out without being too costly to their utility as well.
Oh. They leave him with 1 grenade. They're like, you know what? You want this part of the map so badly, you know, you can have a little present to go with it.
You can have it. Here's a tree. Ooh, Molotov pop flash for the player to peek. Jax has a chance. Actually, don't throw it. Vinny's taken down one. He's got a leg into the B bomb site. He's going to try and hold on to it. Scoped up with an off angle. Yuri's here now as well.
And he's done this on his own. Yuri was near before. It's just Vinny who managed to win that first fight. So that's great news. 4 versus 4. And okay, Serrado, a little bit of a gamble there, fighting around the sandbags. That's a beautiful boost, and it works out for a kill at least. But Hunter will get dropped as the guy trying to get that boost in. 3 versus 3 now. Bomb planted in front. Yuri hiding in the corner. There's a smoke left on Serrado. Might be of limited use at this point in time, and no more grenades left on G2 trying to retake the bomb site. That's going to make it significantly more difficult here. Good shot from Serrado, and now, I don't know, it's going to be tricky. Jax just going down. Henny will drop him, and Kenny wing back here the whole time, and Henny will come look for him. FURIA winning a big round here, surviving with 3 members.
Without utility, there's no way to flush some of those players out of those corners. That is a very nice take from Vinny, all on his own, to just control that bomb site, hold an angle with the Krieg, and FURIA is just able to march right into the B bomb site. As someone who has had to defend this bomb site in just a simple show match against the Renegades guys, against guys like JKS and Aza, I can tell you it sucks being that B defender. There's so many different ways. Like that one-man contact, just duel, is really tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Obviously, the set pieces are really tough to deal with. There's a lot of variety, and it's an uncomfortable situation for the defenders.
So still a really close game. G2, obviously they won that sort of early buy round again that FURIA had, so that means they still have an economy to buy into this one. That's the good news. Bad news is after that it's not looking great. So
look at this boost up towards the A bomb site, trying to find an entrance. Ooh, at least spotting the information, nading Hunter. And again, the CT side running out of nades, so this retake's going to be tough. Holding this off is going to be tough, and I think FURIA might just challenge it early with 1 minute left. They're not running down the clock like G2. Pop flash, the timing might be perfect. Hunter, oh, he's going to turn the corner, ignores the player up top and gets a double kill. He's just been so good and so dynamic on the CT side.
Well, I have a thought about that in a minute, but Amanek will be getting the kill on Art, who was trying to sneak through the smoke, and good job there, because otherwise maybe Art could have been running a little bit too close to Kenny, as I actually think Art knew exactly where Kenny was, so that might have been dangerous. Bomb has gone down, and there is a smoke on Nexer, and that one smoke, where it goes down, could be absolutely critical for this retake here for the G2 side. It's planted quite out towards the edge of the building, and it's going to be, that's a very good smoke. It's going to be covering the bomb and even a little bit forward, so it's harder to guess exactly where the player defusing is. Yuri will get the kill on Kenny, though, so I think they know where he is now. But can they actually do this? Jax will get Vinny, but Yuri's still back here, and he can actually shoulder peek this all day. No defuse this time. Yuri's low on health, but I think he may have done enough. It's a triple, and they're running away on the other side. There's no chance here. That's a painful loss, because they had the man lead. I think they even knew where those last players were, and they just couldn't do anything. Again, if they had a Molotov or something, that would have been it.
Oh, that's rough for G2. Again, Hunter provides a 2-man opening, and they can't capitalize on it.
That flash peek in, you mentioned it, he ignores the player up top. Whenever I see like a new player I've never seen before, whenever people start saying, oh, you know, this new kid coming up playing really well out of Finland or something like that, whenever I see those people play in a match, and I see something like that, where, you know, they have a quick decision to make, and the decision is like, I either try and get all 3, and probably I just do like, you know, not enough damage to kill the first, and then my team is down a man, or I just commit to the fight and say, you know what, at least I'm gonna follow through on this. That's like that's a specific kind of decision-making skill that I think is unbelievably important.
I don't know if he actually mentally even chose to ignore that player. He might have just been so tunnel visioned and just never even saw him on a screen.
It could be not, but let's say that he did. Yeah. I think if you're able to make those choices, and I think the problem is, if you're the kind of player who has a hard time doing that, it's so hard to learn. Like it's close to something like instinct, I think. But there are a couple of players that you see them and you think like, yeah, they just always do that. They at least always finish the kill, you know, as opposed to trying to do too many things at once.
Well, Hunter boosted up looking for information, and they have to start getting creative. This is the last buy that G2 has. No AWP, light on utility. Kenny saving what he can, just the CZ 1250 in the bank, so he can have an op out as soon as possible. Footstep is going to give away the game just a little bit as they bust up the stack. And when this hit eventually does come in, I don't even think there's anything to stop it. I think G2 might just want to call a straight-up save. Maybe Hunter gets lucky with the AUG.
And he has a flashbang. It could be, well, now it can't be. I was going to say it could be the best flashbang of all time. That's oh my god, he actually thinks him through. There's only 20 seconds now. Suddenly things are a bit different. That was lightning fast from Kenny.
Now you throw the kitchen sink at it. Now you send everyone in. Oh, that's a good kill. The bomb down again. Time is running out, and FURIA might have just outplayed themselves. Jack's providing so much cover. The bomb is not being planted, and G2 are going to steal one away as FURIA somehow slows it down way too much.
That was, I mean, Kenny only had the one kill, but he did all the damage to stop the bomb plant. And the speed with which he got that one kill was kind of disgusting.
That's astounding. That was so firmly in the control of FURIA until Kenny S gets involved. And then the time. Jack's providing cover. Jack's able to drop the bomb carrier again. G2's gotten away with a couple. You think this round here now, you think back to the pistol round, the spam to the smoke. They've got Lady Luck on their side.
Twelve to 9. Yeah, that was great news. Nexa, I mean, he is a solid player. There's just no doubt about it. What can they do now, FURIA? With no bomb plant, they don't even get the bonus of that. They're in economic trouble, but we're also nearing the last third of the map here, so they need to be careful. We're past into the last third of the map. But, well, 2 flashbangs, and that is more or less it. Hunter on the corner end. It's a free kill for him there on Art. And yeah, this is, I mean, I don't know what they can possibly do. Just some Deagle challenges coming up, but ultimately this should be 13 rounds for G2 with some ease.
Yeah, with some luck, we should say.
Yeah, with a little bit of luck in. Yeah,
but you know, that's the way it goes.
Surely that is just the nature of playing on this map as well, isn't it? Like, sometimes you just have to. I think the problem is, so often it goes the other way for the T side, right? Like, you know, they're the ones that you just happen to get the bomb plant down, and then the smokes are up, and people have to try and come through the smokes to you know, go for the retake, and it's all very tricky. Yuri, chance for a 1D, but not much of one. Hunter will find another triple kill, and it's 13 to 9.
And the money for G2 is actually so very strong. Yeah. So strong. Kenny has 5,400, and he's not even, I mean, he's got an AUG, so he doesn't need to upgrade to the AWP. A tactical timeout being called by FURIA as they want to talk things over, figure out if they can find a way to break this defense. They'll need to do it a couple times to take the money away, but this might be one of the last really good efforts they have at it, especially if they can't get a plant. Losing bonus almost fully built up for him, but Kriegs and AKs coming out for the attacking side.
I'm a really big fan of the pop flashes in that they've done for Hunter a couple of times.
Yes.
Over at that A site.
I think FURIA looks at this and says, back to the B-bomb site. I think you have to really test that. We haven't seen too much of FURIA challenging in mid. We saw G2 do it in the first half with Almanek being in position and being a little bit of a lurker. We haven't really seen FURIA exploit that a whole lot just yet.
No, they did in that one round. They flashed over the door, right? And that was very cool. But yeah, they haven't exploited it too much. I don't know how Almanek sees that, but he does. Jax will go down early in the round, though. Ooh.
Just as we say it.
Yeah.
Nexa, you got a job to do. Hunter's been delivering. It's your turn now, and you're going to have no support as Yuri controls middle. It's going to be a hard rotation. Almanek has to go the long way, so still some time, but there's the flashbang. They're going to retake it. That's perfect. Yuri never looks away, and the follow-up as well. It's Hunter again. He might even get a third if he's stuck around, but Jesus, is he providing so much for G2. What a performance in this second half.
Yeah, that was magnificent. You've been able to get the kill on Nexa at the very least. Trying to see if he can clear his way into the bomb site. And the bomb is coming up behind somewhere. Actually, it's not. Henny will go down to Hunter.
What a god.
He's just finding triple kills in every round now, it seems. And Vinny to 1 versus 3. He's going to have to go and fight his way into the bomb, and that's not going to be possible. Kenny's waiting for him. 14 rounds for G2, and things looking much better now.
And Hunter has shot up the scoreboard. Well,
Yeah.
previously, just a couple rounds ago, he was at 12 kills. Now he's at 21. He's leading the way for his team. Jax and Almanac both at 20, so not too far behind.
Wow.
But Hunter has been the man in this second half. Like, he has had the most impact of anyone else.
Why have they put in rules for the casters in the map? That seems unreasonable.
What, no tank tops?
Yeah, there were other things on that list too.
I didn't see it.
Fair enough. It's getting rough now for Furia.
Yeah, it's not great. And, I mean, even this time they have, once again, Vinny is able to find that challenge towards the B bomb site. That's just so ridiculous. Just one player walking up those stairs able to get the headshot onto Nexa. And I can't believe Hunter is just able to shut down mid in that fashion. Great pop flash. The second kill was stunning. And Furia is going to have to just play with pistols, and this might actually be a benefit to them if they can get they have plenty of utility. If they can go for an execute and just swarm into the bomb sites. You never know how those CZs and the P250s can change things, the mobility of it. But certainly a big advantage to G2 to get up to map point very early and have 6 chances to close this out. Round 24 underway. A little bit of nade damage dished out to Vinny down to 67 HP. But this is a much more spread out setup for G2. They're not stacking towards one bomb site. 2 players at mid, 2 players at A, and Nexa peering onto the top of the stairs and through the grate, looking for information.
Yeah, and he can afford to fall back when they don't have all the weaponry here. Furia, he can call him for backup from Amanek and Jax, who are sort of right next door. He's going to stick around, though, and try and take the fight. And, oh, they're actually shooting through as well. He gets 1 kill, and then he gets run down by the CZ-75. Amanek hiding inside of the smoke. There's confusion just all across the board now. It's so hard for him to know where to even look. I mean, I don't know if there is like a way to do this. Now, they're out of grenades on the Furia side, and even just Jax getting that 1 kill, that's really great news. Now they can probably slow it down, and they're going to see that no more smoke's going to be coming up, and they can start to take some cleaner fights. Okay, Serrata will find Jax, and then Hunter wrapping around. He'll go down. Still some good kills, and Art now. 1 versus 2. He needs this round for Furia right now. Otherwise, they might not have a chance on this map. Hiding back there. He's been spotted now, but he gets the kill on Amanek, and that's great news. A double for him so far, and Kenny, just no chance. Close range with that AWP. Art with the triple instead. Not the best game for Art, actually. It started out really well, but that was his 12th kill, and a very important one.
What a it's just so tough to get back into this bomb site. A nice take from Furia, and you can see how difficult, how much it sucks to be that lone defender at the B bomb site. Not only do you have to worry about them swarming you, coming from the top of the stairs, jumping through smokes, but, I mean, you can see the positioning of Furia. They have 2 players just spamming that grate, so when Nexa actually peeks out to the right of the boxes, he's getting shot from just the verticality nature of the fight. Is so tough to handle. 1 for 1, and Furia is able to hold on. But there's the economy from the G2 side that we mentioned. They've done such a good job of building it up, so another very strong buy coming in for the defense. They're okay for the moment. But Furia, with that victory, have given themselves a chance for a reset, bring themselves right back into this game.
What a cool way to peek middle. Jax is there from the normal side, but Amanek is sort of reverse boosted up into the window. They throw the pop flash from far away, and they both peek at the same time. If you're on the T side and you've pushed up to that corner, and you know that's not going to end well for you. It's a nice idea. 25th round. Furia have the grenades.
Well, Amanek's here. I would imagine he's more in support with that 1 flashbang than with his actual weapon. He's way back towards CT spawn. Yeah, he's just holding it, ready to toss as soon as Nexa feels it. And if you're G2, you have to imagine this is going to be towards that B bomb site. And that flash is just a bit early. But now they have 2 players in front of the set smoke. And there goes Amanek. Nexa still at an off angle, completely blinded. Again, what are you supposed to do? A TK in, but they've already lost the site. I don't think it matters. And if Kenny can't get a pick early on, they're going to back away. And they're already choosing to do it.
Yeah, they don't have the money at all.
Furia's found the not necessarily the weak point, but they found the point where they can have success on this offense, and it's now G2's turn to adapt.
Can we find out how that TK happened? I mean, I know it was a grenade, but like, I just kind of want to see the replay.
Maybe it clipped the box. Maybe he thought he was...
Yeah, we've seen, who was it? Was it FURIA yesterday that grenaded himself a couple of times?
Yeah, he did. That was very curious. Brazilian players and their nades. Got to be a little bit more cautious with those things.
Yeah, you don't want to be Do you want to be? You know, I've been to shooting ranges. I feel like if someone said, "Do you want to try and like, you know, try and throw a hand grenade?" I'd be like, "I probably actually don't." Like,
yeah,
just,
no, I don't. I wouldn't get anywhere near a hand grenade.
just to, you know.
Not about that life.
No, it feels like the kind of thing where you could make a serious mistake, and
There's very
and
real
the result would be
consequences. Yeah.
not good.
14 to 11. 3 weapons saved up for G2. They could actually buy behind this. I don't know if they want to risk the utility. Maybe just save and see what these 3 guns can provide. 21 kills for Hunter, 19 for Yuri. The entry kills for Hunter have been stellar, especially we had this conversation yesterday. Maybe if you just change it to opening kills in this second half on the CT side, Hunter has been so godlike towards that A bomb site, and that's part of the reason I think why FURIA has gone away from it. He's been such a stud. Why mess? And now look at the defense. This is the adaptation I mentioned. It's their turn to try something. 3 players at the B bomb site, 1 player at mid, 1 player at A.
Yeah, and they've left Hunter on the one side with the org and just said, you just have to handle that, and we're gonna go look for a fight on this side. Vinny seems keenly aware that this might be the kind of play that's coming. That's just well done. I mean, getting the kill is one thing, but just the awareness that they would maybe be trying some trickery. And that happens early in the round, right? It's not like waiting for that FURIA is now, you know, in a hurry or anything.
Yeah, but there's footsteps being made below Hunter, so you can see the team is rotating over to stack up at this bomb site. This is a real chance they can turn this round, and FURIA is going to have a decision to make. They're not hiding this whatsoever. 50 seconds left. There's full sets of utility, and Hunter is spotting everything. 1 or 2 kills from this position can slow it down to such a massive degree. There's the Molotov to negate the stack, and Hunter's play is to get up close. Kenny S with the off. He can't find any shots yet, and the fire burning him as well. He's got to back off. Nice utility usage from FURIA. They've negated everything except for this push.
Oh, there's another one behind. They go back and check for it. Every time you see that, you think like this is gonna be it. Like where he rolls around the corner, gets everybody. But they're smart. They go back and look for it. 14 to 12 now. FURIA are not done playing this map in G2. I mean,
final timeout being called.
They can obviously buy in this round, right? It wouldn't be with the AWP, and it would be with very limited range. I actually think they do buy in this round, I'm guessing, but then they almost have to be aggressive, right?
I think they'll go for a half buy, if anything.
You think half buy?
I don't think they'll fully invest in this one. I think they'll want the AWP on Kenny. I think they'll want the utility, because when you look at some of these rounds they've lost, these last 3, part of the issue has been the retake at the B bomb site. No Molotovs to flush any player out of the back corner. No smokes to block off the cross into the bomb site. Same thing with that A bomb site just now. Nothing to hold them back. So I think you need to wait until you have the nades to counter some of these set pieces, Molotovs to delay the plant, flashbangs for the aggressive peaks from Hunter that we saw at the beginning of this half. That's exactly what they're doing. Just pistols, SMGs, a scout on Hunter. So bringing enough to have the potential, to have the possibility there, but saving enough to have a strong buy in the next round.
That is a bold play coming out there. Amanek even pushing further down with a UMP. He does get returned, but you know what? I like it anyway. I just think that is very cool.
That is a not very cool thing to set up, and how quickly they did it. Oh, and back to the B bomb site so fast. Hunter and Kenny S rotating over. This is not hidden at all. The footsteps are in. Nexa is going to block things off with the smoke. They're certainly going to come through that. Jax has nowhere to go because of the Molotovs. Spam through the smoke. I don't know how he's still alive, to be honest with you. Finally, Jax does burn. But how can this defense hold on? They're waiting for the play through the smoke. And it's just not coming yet. When all this utility fades away, FURIA is going to have such a massive advantage, but the CZ from Kenny gets the opening kill.
You need to do that like 2 or 3 more times, and I mean that's a big ask. He'll go down, Vinny. You're absolutely right. Like as soon as all the smoke is gone, there isn't much left to fight for. Nexa trying with the MP9, but it's not possible. And now FURIA are up to 13 rounds, 13 to 14. They are clawing their way back into this game.
Well, they've come back in a big way. I mean, being able as well, remember they had that full losing bonus, so as they kept winning in these 4 rounds, they're still gaining bonus money. And now they just have so much cash that G2 to witness, it's going to be against full buys pretty much every single time, especially if plants come in.
Yeah.
They've got to fight the economy battle as well now, against FURIA and against the money. Let's see if they can do it. Kenny S with the AWP. Back towards the A bomb site, this time all on his lonesome. He's been given the responsibility. Ooh, and he spots the jump. Art is taken down early. That is exactly what G2 needed.
You keep coming back to it, right? That aggressive opening on the CT side, just giving your team a bit of an edge and trying to do that. Vinny, he has actually been very good, even when he's been on his own to open up kills in this bomb site. They're going to try and do it again. Turning for the flashbang. They must have heard that somehow. But Nexa going down, and well, that's a very uncomfortable position. Amanek inside of the bomb site. Yeah, he's going to try and smoke it up, but even then, he's still in some trouble. The Molotov landing behind him. He just has to stay ducked and just hopefully be a distraction for long enough. Finally going to make his way around as the Molotov fades, but that's a very dangerous position to be in. The bomb, though, is on the A side, or at least making its way there.
Yeah, but there's still Kenny S here with the AWP, and there's still Hunter. Kenny's got a smoke, so does Hunter. They can put out Molotovs if it comes to that, although Hunter's been pulled away towards mid to investigate, so again, a lot of pressure on Kenny's shoulders. Silently, FURIA has rotated over. Serato just coming to join up with his teammates, and eventually the utility usage. Here come the Molotov. This is going to let G2 know exactly what's going on. Jax and Amanek, though, slow to rotate. They had so much pressure applied to them, and we'll see how G2 does this.
Oh, flashbang into the sky. Hunter, is he going to try and go through this? Only 20 seconds left. FURIA have already lost a round like this, and Hunter was instrumental in it. He wanted to get that angle, but he couldn't. FURIA, great bodyguard work there to make sure the plant went through. And now Jax, good shoulder peek to make Yuri very uncomfortable, but still, it's a 2-on-2.
No kits.
Right, no kits, no grenades. They can't even really force a fight, and last time, I think Vinny was behind the sandbags in one of those 2v2s. This time, it's Serato instead. Henny already picking off Jax, and FURIA gonna tie up the game here. 14-14. They are right back, and G2 are in some trouble.
Yeah, they really are, and they don't have the money to fight once again. And even with the utility this time, it all goes away. Even with an opening kill, it's so hard to retake these bomb sites. You could see the struggle of Kenny S and Hunter trying to stop that plan, and it's not coming in. FURIA, this has been a 5-round streak to tie things up at 14-14. And again, G2 scrambling to pull together whatever kind of an investment they can.
Yeah, and it's you know, it's not much, and the kind of things that they're missing, all we've seen is round after round how devastating it is when you're on the CT side and you don't have the Molotovs for the retakes, you don't have the smokes to try and maybe force out a fight when the bomb is down. Like, there's so many things you're lacking, and it's come into play here as well. Jax with a huge jump down, surely, yeah, they must have heard that.
G2 has had a really rough time on this defense. Oh, wow, what a round from Nexa. The pop flash from Kenny S.
Do it again.
They've got a real chance. He's going to push for it. He's feeling the heat. And just finally, FURIA gets back. Vinny's going to have to open up this A bomb site with just 3 health. He's got to get into position. But all of a sudden, there's a real opportunity for G2.
That was godlike work out of Nexa. And he was so looking for that third one. Still 40 seconds. Oh, okay.
That's new.
And he even getting tagged, and he'll go down to Hunter. 30 seconds with the bomb on the ground. G2, they've got no business being in this round, but yet somehow they are. 25 seconds, and he's toying with them right now. Another peek comes in. Look at how low they are. A combined 26 health here as Vinny will get the kill on Kenny. 18 seconds on the clock. They want to get Hunter. They have to get him, but Nexa behind, and he still goes down. I can't believe that FURIA won. Look at them on their feet, shouting. That is a crazy round, and I don't even know. It just looked like G2 were going to win that one.
Oh man, they had no business winning it whatsoever. I cannot believe they've come out on top of that. Right at the end here, Hunter, the CZ, could not find the fight he wanted. What a turn. 15-14, and that is going to be frustrating. We do have a tech pause. Come out from the teams, but I can't believe Nexa even provided them the chance to win that round.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't really get any closer than that. Now, at least G2 will have money to buy in this final round. It could go for some overtime, but honestly, this is a wild way to get the day started.
That's so demoralizing. Yeah, it really is. All 30 rounds And G2, I mean, I think it's crazy to think they've lost 7 in a row now. This was, what, 14-7 at one point, or 14-8, excuse me.
Some of those, I mean...
Or 6, so 14 to... Why am I doing this to myself? 14-9.
I don't know. It's very tricky. Try and bring it up again. The first round that they won in that streak, they had one player left alive. The last one, it was the one-on-one. Before that, it was just 2 people alive, then 3. So
remember that first round they won to start the streak for you was that CZ. They had 3 CZs and 2 P250s, and they didn't execute at that B bomb site. And that was when Art wins the one-on-one.
Yeah. And
that was what started them on this win streak.
So they've had a scenario here where, yeah, like some of the rounds have been really solid where they haven't much trouble. I think some of the rounds G2 have had almost no economy anyway, but like there's not a big margin here before they just lose the map already. Madness as we're sorting out the tech issues here. 15-14. I think we're all good, and yeah, good job on the admin squad for fixing things.
Nice and quick.
The nameless heroes behind the scenes. You only hear them when things go wrong, or
faceless champions.
Yeah, when bad things happen, people start yelling, start complaining. When things are working smoothly, nobody notices.
Yeah.
And we take all the credit. Then it's good.
I'm fine with that arrangement.
It's.
Shout out to the admins. I do love you.
Probably didn't need to add the last part.
15-14 in the favor of FURIA. They've got a chance to somehow close it out. It did not seem likely. This is G2's map pick, and FURIA can snatch it right away. 26 kills on Yuri. What a beast that he's been. 23 kills on Hunter and Amanek, 22 on Jax. There's plenty of players performing well in this game, but just down the stretch, FURIA tactically have had the upper hand.
And I think probably even G2 in another scenario, they probably have a much better T side as well themselves. I actually think a lot of this has been down to FURIA having a better CT side than certainly than I was expecting, probably better than G2 was expecting as well. That CT side on this map is very, very hard to handle.
You can see the theory behind G2 as well. They have gotten bruised and beaten at this B bomb site throughout this half, sometimes with just 1 player, sometimes with 2, and they do not want to let it slip this time. So a delayed take of those stairs. They were looking for someone, for a couple players to be setting up, and unfortunately for FURIA, they hear all this noise and they have to know there's 2 to 3 players at that site, but they're all spread across the map at the moment looking for aggression, so they can't take advantage of it. They couldn't pick up the pace towards A. And actually, this is interesting. It looks like they're going back to the B bomb site saying, well, you just use a lot of utility to try and clear that out, to try and find something. Let's just go right at the players who have already used their smokes, already used a bunch of their flashes.
I mean, Kenny did peek that A corner, right? And it's not, he really didn't get a lot of information, but they still think, yeah, but it's enough. We're going to have to go for it here. Yuri's now over at the A bomb site. There's no one there to even know. He's running, he's just barreling onto the site. He is crazy. I can't believe he just made that whole run. And Nets opened up the A-bomb side. This is a mad play out of the Brazilian player. He's just charged the bomb side. There could have easily been someone there. There's 10 seconds left, and they're going to go for the plant, and they'll follow it through. They may have just won the map right here. That is true craziness that you're watching. Now he's just covering the angle here. Next, they're going to be going down. Yuri doing everything, even turning for it. And that's going to be 3 kills towards the end. He may have shut them right out. 16-14 as they will take down G2 on the first map. Yuri ending up at 29 kills.
And yeah, we're going to give a lot of credit to Yuri for making that play at the A bomb site, but goddamn, was that not predicated on the fact that that B bomb site was susceptible throughout the whole half. G2 could never hold on to it, and you could see how paranoid they were in that last round.
The psychology of them.
Yes, they were ruined. They were playing them like a fiddle. That is so nice from FURIA to be able to take that map. What a good start to the series, and FURIA now has a chance to go. To end this on their map pick. That's a huge advantage.
They do. Yeah, a crazy comeback, and
I like it. Yeah, that was
one of the better verticals I've seen, just in terms of like the action, some of the fun that was happening. Yeah,
there was less spamming through smokes. Teams are starting to settle down and get used to it. We see the aggression on that A ramp and everything like that. So very good, cool. Either way, we're gonna go to a break. When we come back, we'll get the desk, and then we'll get map 2 underway. So stay tuned.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG Bet.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
to do. G2 having, or at least that little bit of faith that perhaps they get off to some sort of clean start here, some sort of good start, because you're right, statistically speaking, the numbers are not looking good for G2 at this moment.
What we saw yesterday against Fnatic, just again to chime in on the win conditions, was that the A-bomb side was a big problem for G2, right? Jackson, Nexa had problems controlling Flush and AW, or constantly popping out of AFs, constantly popping up towards ramp. If they have learned from that yesterday, if they learned from some of the mistakes they made yesterday, and they can sort of like lock down the A-bomb side and force FURIA to go more towards B, force FURIA to go more towards the mid-round place and play towards middle where KNS is going to be, I think G2 is going to, you know, have a better chance at least of winning this one. But it requires Nexa and Jax to find some synergy. It requires them to find some team play basically on that A-bomb side. Otherwise, I'm afraid FURIA could just run all over G2 in this map.
Yeah, I agree, and I also see similarities between how Fnatic could destroy you on Mirage and FURIA would do it. I think that FURIA, if they identify a weakness somewhere and they realize they can play simple rounds, but they're just going to get you after 20 seconds, they'll do it. They'll keep on pushing. If the A side is a problem, if Nexa and Jax haven't figured out how to do this, they're going to be abused again and again and again, and the A side is going to be an issue. Also, I just want to point out lastly, the fake thrown by FURIA on that last round, that is a sign. That is a sign of an in-game leader that is feeling it right now. I think Art is absolutely in the zone.
Yeah, not only just, you know, within controlling this lineup, also within the way that he's playing, too. It does seem like a comfort level is there. It does seem like he's able to use the tools at his disposal to get the job done, which is awesome if you're a fan of FURIA. But if you're G2, these are worrying signs, because now you're going into the opponent's map pick. You're going into what's arguably going to be a much tougher time here on Mirage.
Sure, but that seems to be where G2 thrives as well. I mean, it is going to be, I think either this map is going to be extremely, extremely close, or it's going to be FURIA running all over G2. I don't think it's going to be a middle ground in that sense. I think G2 is a lineup that likes to grind it out, right? You said it as well in the pregame. It's a team that has resilience in the sense that they like to grind out rounds. They can fight back if they're getting off to a bad start. So I'd expect nothing less from G2. I'd expect them to be able to make it competitive. I am just afraid that if FURIA is coming out with confidence, if they're sort of like setting the momentum from the get-go, controlling the pace, and basically just constantly making G2 the feeling they're playing on the back heel, then I think it could be a problem for G2, and I'm afraid that I'll have to say here that the Frenchman, or the international French squad is going to be out of the tournament in roughly 40 minutes.
Silver linings, 40 minutes, that'd be a quick one. Silver lining for G2, FURIA have played that map already 4 times during that tournament. If you're the staff, if you're the coach, if you're the analyst, you have resources to go through, you have material. You could see that Mirage pick come in, and if you do your job, you know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and that would make complete sense to me. If there is some sort of material there to go over and maybe study into, then perhaps you can sort of formulate a game plan, but it's still a scary time regardless. Now, I ask this every other now and then, so I'll ask it this time. Does this matter in terms of starting sides?
Does, in the sense that I think G2 would like to start on the CT side. It doesn't matter a lot, though. I'd say that C side is fine. Mirage is one of those maps that is often being painted as a CT-sided map, but I think more often than not, we have a 50-50 scenario going on.
I think it matters more for G2 than it does for FURIA. Let's put it this way. G2 would really need that CT start, whereas I can see FURIA winning this game starting on a T side.
I just love to see these knife rounds go down like this. All right, so we do have FURIA winning the knife round. Everyone's happy in the building, except for G2, of course.
Pretty much 50% of the whole arena is happy.
50% of the teams in this battle are happy. You are correct. GG.bet odds, here they are. Favoring FURIA after what was a 16-14 win on the first map. Now putting FURIA in a pretty good position to pick up this entire series and continue their life here within the StarSeries Season 8. But can they do it? That's been the big question. Now, contrasting would be that of the Strafe Esports app, where you guys all went and downloaded and you voted, and this is what the results look like prior to the match starting. Yeah. Seems like we had some G2 fans in the audience.
And we lost them along the way after this first map. They're gone. They'll be buying the new shirts, FURIA, rocking that. No, listen, the odds, they do reflect that sentiment that Vertigo was a must-win. Now, it's not impossible. This is the beauty of Counter-Strike. G2 could definitely do it. But if I was a betting man, I'd say FURIA are in a good position.
I'd say we're going to be back in roughly 40-45 minutes, and I'm afraid the G2 team is going to be out of the tournament by then. I think FURIA is too strong.
Well, FURIA versus G2 is right now. We're going to do it with Anderson Moses. Take it away, fellas.
Well, thank you so much to the desk. Here we go. Round number 1.
We're going to get right into it. This pistol round is going to be not a rush, but they're already set up
They have 2 smokes, they have 4 flashbangs, and they're going to be just pouring onto the bomb site here, trying to prevent those 1-taps coming out from Art. And, well, they'll get 1 kill on Henny. Vinny will get 1 in return immediately afterwards. He's in a little bit of trouble here, but still landing headshots and now hiding inside of the smoke for the reload. He comes out blazing, takes down Kenny, and even picks up another pistol along the way. Not a great defense from Vinny.
Yeah, that is a really nice hold, and that's even with the first player sliding out. Kenny has gushed him right behind the ticket booth, and he couldn't do anything about it. What a hold inside the site for Vinny, isolated from his teammates as well. And no one really had a read on his position. This first kill comes in, and from there, I mean, this is the only battle he has to have. That's a back turned, and really, really nice hold from Vinny. As you mentioned, even switching out for the Glock, so he's on point.
I like that. Coach has his arms ready in the air, like he's got them ready to launch. Look good.
He already knows the victory's coming. He's prepared.
Yeah, just getting the timing down perfect. Second round, and nothing really invested into it. G2 going to go for that next round buy, and I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, well, with that plant, you can't get 3. Without the plant, you can't get the 3 Kriegs out. So why even invest here? Wait until you can get those Kriegs. Nice flashbang. Henny was bored, wanted to find some information. He's got the opening kill of the round.
It's a shame because they wanted to have Hunter in the window for the ramp push so that they could, you know, maybe sneak him in.
Yeah, that didn't work out at all.
No, that's been taken away. So
Henny
is Amanek. It's all fallen apart.
Henny might get 3 more kills here. They turn the corner. Yeah, nice spray. All 3 headshots next to Jackson. Kenny go down quick. 2-0 for FURIA, and they don't lose a whole lot in the process, but now here come the rifles. Here come the AKs. Here come, I would imagine, at least 1 Krieg, but it doesn't look like it. There we are.
Single one. What are FURIA going to be doing with these? Well, actually, they throw away one of the SMGs. They keep the one on K Serrato. So it's not so bad. They had 2 of them. I was thinking, you know, maybe then you just say, okay, let's just double push underpass with the MP9s and just go for it.
You understand Henny, though, with the AWP, the fact that he gets all that bonus money. He really wanted to get the AWP out to help them, and he's going to get aggressive in towards Palace. Art, maybe just a half second away from seeing that coming. That nade is going to do some damage, but Art is so blind. Jack's going to press the issue, but if he wants to chase the kill, it's got to be through the flames. And that scares him off. There's some really good damage done to G2 early on.
They're going to be boosting on the other side. Vinny, yeah, he can't see that. Nexa able to pick it up. That's a great time to improvise that kill. I've got to say, heads-up play by Art. There's a million different ways in which he could have thought that they were going to slow that push down. Like, that was very, very aggressive out of G2 to try and hunt him down. Yuri, that Krieg, oh, the bomb. It's down just in the lane, and Henny's on the other side. They've got a crossfire to set that up. Kenny trying to pick it up, but that is a big problem. They don't have any more smokes or anything to try and pick up that bomb again. They need to go for the fights, and so they will. AK flashed in, and Jax will get 2 big ones, taking down Art and K Serrato, and now it's a 2-1-3. They didn't have the grenades, but they certainly had the firepower. That was maybe harder than it seemed. That could have been very, very rough for them.
And that's devastating for FURIA. They had everything going for him. They had Henny up in Palace with that crossfire, and he was spotted, and he knew it. He had to get out of there. There's no way he was going to have more impact coming from Palace, and there's definitely no way he can just rotate easily around to A ramp. So he's in middle, and he's going to have to just save this AWP. What a win. What a nice play from Jax.
Yeah, that was perfect, wasn't it? 2 people lined up against that wall. And it's actually kind of tricky. There are a lot of times where you will see, if there are 2 or more people in that CT spawn position, then like one of them will be holding close, one of them will be behind the wall. And when the flash comes through like that, you know, the first guy's going to get flashed, but the guy in the CT spawn, he'll just peek right out and take that fight with you. So they were both in a perfect position to receive, and Henny going to be saving the orb. No one's going to be near him at all, so he will be just fine. So at least he gets to keep that rifle into the next round. The rest can buy. So you know, things aren't not perfect, but I guess behind the orb probably will try and put some effort into it.
Right. The question is, how much do you want to put into it? Do you want to fully invest, or do you want to just get the armor and pistols? And they're going to go for the full way. So Henny with the op gives them the confidence. Famas and SMGs coming out, and now it goes back to that question you just had in the previous round: is what do you do with these SMGs? Especially because on some level, you probably want Henny's op to take most of the contact, and he's going to jump up into Palace again. He saw nothing here in the previous round. He's just going to clear it out. And he sees no one still. Art is aggressive on Catwalk.
He made the jump up from window up to the scaffolding, and now he's just hiding inside of their smoke, by the way.
Oh, he's so screwed, though. There's such a timer on this. There's no way he gets back. You have to kill everything. Even that smoke is going to come out just a little bit late as it disappears. So a 1-for-1 trade, but look where Hunter's got in that position is just so strong, even with the immediate headshot. And now he controls the entire middle of the map. K-Serrato is forced to get aggressive. Henny is still pretty much isolated himself in Palace.
Yeah, and you're right, K-Serrato almost has to do, just pull out something here, but yeah, if they go, it doesn't even matter where they go. If they go connector, that might be slightly better for FURIA. Going B, what can he do? What is he going to do? Turn around and shut down like 3 people with the MP9?
He needs to get this first kill. That's a flashbang. He turns from it, but he can't win the battle. That was the one needed because Vinny's on the rotation over. And if he gets that, Hunter's at low health, so he likely gets a double or at least slows down that half of the attack. Now again, I think especially Henny, but Vinny as well, have to just back away and let them have the bomb site. Oh, that's really awkward. It's not going to change the round, but
the only reason why I didn't say this is because you were in the middle of a sentence. But I was going to say, why is he throwing away just money for no reason? Like he knew that they wasn't going to go for it. Like why throw in the Molotov and why not save it for the next round? But I guess he's actually just playing some like 6th-dimensional game. He's just like, peeked into the future.
I want to know how Jax burned. Like, did he just stand in it? Was he planning?
He wasn't planning. He walked into it.
That's awkward. Okay. Well, things settle down. It's going to be 2-2.
They have a saying, like, play with fire, and you're going to get burned. And apparently nobody in his childhood has ever said that to him. Maybe it doesn't translate into French. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't sound as good. It's not as catchy. Well, G2 and Bombs, name a more iconic duo.
There is that. There is that. At least, it wasn't time critical.
That's a good point. That would have been heartbreaking. All right, so here we are, 2-2, and Vinny has found an AK-47, but, I mean, we saw FURIA just invest around the AWP in the previous round, even with a stronger weapon in the AK-47 next to the op still. Okay.
Like, he wasn't planting when the bomb, he wasn't caught planting. He thought, like,
that's a good nature. Laughs it off a little bit. That's all you really can do. I'm actually surprised to see this investment. I think the only thing that made it doable, that crossed the line for FURIA, is the fact that Henny could drop over that M4.
Yeah. So try and keep up the pressure, right? Like they don't want G2 to be just easily feeling like these rounds are too easy early on.
Nexa's just sitting at the end of Palace, just drinking water. Hands off the keyboard, hands off the mouse. Hydrating.
Letting everybody else do the work. Yeah,
well, this is the 3rd round in a row that Henny's pushing to Palace with the op, and this is the 3rd round in a row where he sees absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and remember, like the other option for him. I mean, there's lots of other options. One certainly is, take challenging middle for an early battle. He could be holding B alone, whereas now K-Serrato is doing it with the MP9.
I like what they're doing here. They switched the position. Art's only got a CZ, so they let the op be mobile. And they let Art be the one with just a pistol to have the information to be able to pass that along and shrink the map. So Henny can now peer towards middle. The big obstacle that Henny's going to have is also dealing with a ramp. A missed shot onto Hunter and Connector. Henny's very confident that no one's coming up the ramp. Full mid control for G2. Nades running out on the defensive side. Nades running out on both sides, actually. This will be a B split. Yuri and K-Serrato going to have to hold on.
He's sneaking into the bomb site. Has a good angle. Can't quite get the flick, but yeah, that kind of gives the game away. They know they're coming. Henny takes down Kenny in the meantime. And Yuri, great player in the last map, but this time he's going to go down early to Hunter. And Amanek drops K-Serrato, and Hunter's right there for an easy kill on Vinny. It looked like maybe there's a big chance here, and Art with the flag is going to get caught as well. Some good opening kills for FURIA, and looked like maybe they could have mounted a defense, but G2 managed to overwhelm the bomb site, and that'll be a 3rd round.
One thing that Henny can still do in this round, because again, it looks like he's going to be able to save the op, is cover the AWP for the G2 side of things. Another kill going his way. He's just trying to keep that gun out of their hands, and for the moment, he's successful. Amanek doesn't even want to challenge again. He just wants to go back to get the op. And Henny's going to live again, yet not able to be involved in any of the actual action.
Yeah, it feels like every time this happens, right? Like, you're sort of... Ooh, gets blown right there. you take all the potential that could have been in one round, and you just you push it on to the next one, and then you do that again, and then the third time it's like how long before you say it almost has to be like you almost have to force the issue at some point with that AWP.
Well, listen, he's doing a good job. He's trying to force the issue.
Yeah.
He's pushed into halls every single round, and I think he's just going to do it again here because again he has a pretty decent spawn for it. So.
Yeah, and he's probably just thinking as well, they haven't seen me here yet, so like they don't know, and he's absolutely right. Consistent, same idea every time, and finally it works out. That's a good opening kill. There might still be a lot of trouble here on this bomb site. Vinny is the only one holding it, otherwise with him a 5-7 in hand and no armor. So I don't know. Vinny has to stay alive for more than a couple of seconds to allow Henny to get some clean shots in. Otherwise, there's going to be too much happening. The Molotov already bringing him down a little bit low. That's a problem.
I cannot believe that Henny's still taking this risk. They don't have a single player able to really defend against any kind of a Palace peak. Serato is watching it, but you almost feel like Henny has to be a bit more aggressive towards A ramp just to be able to get some kills, but even that's risky in itself. He's holding on, and Jax is just going to jump up and take the opportunity. There's Henny, spotted by Serato. Oh, and a third kill! Add on one more! Hunter goes down, a headshot from Henny, and he has single-handedly delivered a victory for FURIA in this round. Vinny's gonna get the final kill, but it's all Henny.
That is absolutely outrageous. When it finally worked, it really worked. I mean, this kill is so disgusting. That is absolutely not easy to do. Still, obviously, you've got to appreciate the spirit overall. He's 11-1, and that again, saving the keeping it like you keep not cashing that check, right? You just hold on to it, keep going the next round, and then finally you get the chance.
It's so easy to get frustrated and be like, I haven't been involved in anything. I've pushed and I haven't seen anyone. Like, it's so easy to just kind of go for one of those 1-on-3s at the end. And he just bided his time. Another hit towards this A bomb site. Art again in dark, but I think the smoke and that choke point has kind of scared G2 off. Maybe it looks like they're trying to throw some kind of a fake, but without throwing any bodies at it, they're not going to keep the defense here for long.
Pushed in, and Nick's able to win that fight. That, I mean, again, that's the kind of common setup that we praise. So I'm not even going to try and criticize, too much. It's a bit of a shame they couldn't win that one because that, that's what that's all meant for. Kenny with a nice crouch peek in a takedown. Vinny long range with the AK-47, and Serato running up to the corner, and they're just going to straight peek him. I think he was probably expecting some sort of a flashbang there, but never arrived, and that means they're in trouble. They could try and hang around and maybe do something here, but now probably time to fall back. I mean, if they get a straight kill like right away when they peek that next corner, but now it's 2 versus 4, and man, all that work, and it might be all for nothing here.
That's a really curious play from Serato. I'm not sure what was going on. He might have heard a footstep in those B halls and thought the attack was going to come there much quicker.
Oh dear.
Kenny S has a chance to take these guns away down the stretch. He doesn't have the HP. Sees the shadow. Now he hears it. There's the drop down, and he can't connect the kill. That's an awkward timing as he had just kind of jumped over the trash can, was still setting his feet.
Now he's planking on the trash can, which is weird. Do you notice how the planking trend went away? Do you notice that trend? Do you even know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I never cared, so I didn't really notice when it was at its peak.
Yeah, it had like the short. I think people started dying from it, and then it,
How do you die from planking?
People started planking on like the top of buildings and like on construction cranes, stuff like that. People took it too far.
Shout out to the Darwin Awards.
Yeah, it was a wild time.
4-3.
Planking.
4-3 in the favor of G2. And you're right, outside of this massive round from Henny, FURIA doesn't have a whole lot of defensive positivity. Art's going to get one more kill in mid, but again, it's a 1-for-1. It's almost like, who's he playing against that he dropped so many kills against on this map that he was a god against? It seems like he's trying to replicate that. Not working just yet.
I can't even remember who that was.
That was 2 days ago. We're broken.
We are absolutely broken. Just a bit of a jump there. Kamenek trying to bait out a shot to figure out if anyone was at the corner. They do have 2 orbs, and that is Yeah, that's a powerful setup for a map like this, especially if you could hold an angle like Haserado just was. When you're watching deep into B, you just get such advanced warning of what's coming. So, over at the A side, Vinny and Henny are holding. 50 seconds on the clock, that smoke goes up a connector, and yeah, Henny understandably getting a bit concerned. There's a if the timing is right and Henny just can get a shot and call Vinny back, this should be a great defense. But if somehow that doesn't work out and he goes down, it's a bit different. Leg shot on Nexa, 30 seconds on the clock now, and they're going to be flashing their way through. G2, there's a very low chance they can win this round. I think that they're very low on time, and they don't know about Vinny being up here, and that should give them a big lead. He's thinking about it, walking in now. Timing is beautiful. He keeps fighting. Didn't even actually need to, but good double kill for him. He's very, very swift. And Amanek going to try and make his escape. Got to be careful because Yuri's on that side of the map, and maybe not watching for it, actually. Amanek sneaking in for a kill, so he'll save that AWP. And that's going to be the round for FURIA.
And a pretty big kill for Amanek there at the end. Look at the money for the FURIA side of things. It is not great, especially after a rebuy. They still haven't been able to establish themselves in terms of the money, so still in a dicey position. I have bad news for you, Anders. I have good news and bad news, I think.
Okay, bad news first.
No, I don't have bad news yet.
Oh, okay. Well, can I have the good news?
I don't have good news either. Actually, I have no news. I'm trying to figure out who it was against. Art was against
Not even
in that
fake
matchup.
news, just no news.
Yeah, no, I failed you in a big way. I failed the viewers as well. I've done a very poor job with this one. I apologize to everyone.
Well, I'll bring it back.
Okay.
I've got something we can discuss here.
Yeah, what have you got?
If you go on a first date, and you were into planking, would you bring it up? Would that if she asks
Absolutely not.
What are some of your hobbies? Like, tell me what you're passionate about. And you say planking.
Never do that.
Big on planking.
Terrible idea. They call me the plank master. It's not a recipe for success.
Okay. Well, fortunately, the game's back. The thing is, it always feels so hollow when you just take damage and nothing comes from it. But if we're being honest, if he walks into that fire and gets a kill at the A bomb side and falls away, we all love it. So
yeah, we are calling him a god.
Yeah, it is a big risk, but you understand the logic of it, right? Any CT player there probably thinking that no one's going to be coming through. Now here, though, in the B bomb site, a lot of grenades ringing in. Amanek did get a kill on Art, but at the same time, this B bomb site is really well defended. The bomb now dropping down, so they know what's coming, and Yuri will take down Hunter, and now it's all falling a little bit flat here. 2-on-4. Yeah,
that Molotov split the attack so well. Just one player able to go forward, and in that case, if he doesn't get the first kill, if he doesn't win that initial battle, it's all over. And for FURIA, no reason to peek any of these market windows. You can see Kenny and Amanek right at the end. Kenny's just hoping for someone to cross this, and Henny realizes the angle isn't his. There's no point in him challenging with two teammates still alive at the bomb site. I think even Vinny's going to start making his way towards Catwalk or Underpass, and G2's already got the idea that they need to save. No way forward, no way to retrieve the bomb, and there's just no point.
Yeah, these weapons are going to be pretty valuable for them in the upcoming round, even if the grenades are going to be somewhat limited. You can obviously still sneak in some amazing kills, so that's what they have to hope for.
Problem is no bonus money, so Kenny's not going to be able to drop anything over, except for maybe a pistol, but that might not be worth it. They'll probably want to keep that money in his hands as the opera of the team to be able to afford this weapon in the future if they need it. And for FURIA, this couldn't have gone better. 4 players survived, so finally they get to feel a tad bit more confident with the cash flow they have behind these victories. And some rifles being traded out.
The jump that Yuri just made, where he jumps on the outside to get into that window.
Yeah.
If you just let's say you take 2 people up into the hallways. First guy just goes in the window and sits down. The next guy jumps out like that and stacks on top of him. Then you could be standing 2 people in that window, and the top guy can lean right and look into the hallway again on the window that's up front.
That is the most tenuous, complex stack.
You say that, but someone's going to win a major with it one day.
Okay, we'll see. I like the idea of that.
They're just going to do it every single round.
No one can stop it. Kenny, he's got to dictate a lot. He's got to do what Henny did for FURIA. He has to open things up. That's not going to happen. Art just peeks from a new angle. The timing wasn't there, but Kenny trying to do his best to blow something up for his team, open something up for his team, and now it's the Krieg's turn to make an attempt. And I think Kenny spotted that, but just shot one between the ankles.
Yeah, that was close to being a quick death. Might still happen as Art pushes into the middle and takes down Hunter. He's seen the next guy over, and he'll get the headshot on Amanexo. Krieg is gone. Teammates are gone, and so is the round.
It was versus Avantgarde that Art went nuts.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, I was forgetting about that. Not the performance, but just
the opponent.
The opponent. 6-4, and the 11th round.
That's what I was trying to figure out. The good news and the bad news thing. I thought I had it, and then I didn't. I just wanted to give you an update now.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it nonetheless.
Yeah, 6-4, and here's the result of Kenny and Amanek saving those guns the past few rounds. They're stuck on a CZ and a MAC-10. So still G2 not able to put a decent buy together, and a shot into the arm through the corner of the wall. Jax is tagged, and ooh, that's a... Thought Art would have had that one, but the Galil comes out on top. Hunter was ready.
Yeah, that's even more painful, right? You save the guns, you get shut down in that round, and now you're actually worse off for having made that attempt.
And this is where, if I'm on FURIA, if I'm the captain, if I'm the coach, I actually hold the thought for a moment, because this set piece is coming in. Vinny at range, going to cause a distraction as Kenny leads, and that's a big opening provided by Jax. Now Vinny has to be way more dedicated, which opens him up to Nexa. And Henny just now switches sides on the map and still can't get involved with his AWP. The poor guy.
Yeah, they're dodging him left and right. Hunter now having them pinned in. He could just pose up here, but they don't have a lot of money to go for hunts either. G2, like, they've got to be careful about their own economy here, but maybe send the CSAT and the MAC-10.
If I'm the coach or the captain of FURIA at this point, I'm just telling Art, we need you to not be this aggressive.
Yeah.
The 2 times he's done it on catwalk and middle, it's been a 1-for-1 trade. Now he's just getting picked off, and yeah, they're leading 6-4, about to be 6-5.
Well, the thing that I really don't understand is, if you really want to keep doing it, then
give him a buddy, give him a battle buddy.
Give him a friend to fight with, you know. Like that play that he's made now, I think a couple of times, where he goes into their smoke, he finds a kill, then he can't get out, can't do anything. If there's somebody, even if there's somebody just in the A bomb side throwing flashbangs for him, they could just be tossing whatever they have over the wall in the middle. Like, maybe he can escape or he can get more kills.
And even with those flashbangs, it's still a gigantic risk.
It is a big risk, but, you know, right now it feels like they are just absolutely leaving him on his own. And actually, the fact that they are, I mean, it almost makes it seem like it is part of the plan, you know. It's like, yeah, you know what, you're just our crazy guy running around middle fighting people. Yeah. But I agreed, it's not having the output that you would necessarily look for. 6-5. And I think G2 are doing a fine job early on here. I mean, it's hard to say who's coming out really far ahead right now. I feel like the economy is probably, once again, going to be the deciding difference for either team. And G2 do have a better one going into this round.
Yeah, at least for the moment. Both teams with 1 round of a losing bonus. I think the scary proposition for G2, or maybe it's a good thing that they have 5 rounds in this situation, but Kenny S is 1-9 so far in this game, struggling to have the impact they'd like from the Star Opera in potentially the elimination map. Molotov and Underpass to slow them down. Henny wants to go for a peek, just spamming through the smoke, not committing a whole lot. And you still have Nexa moving into position in Palace over on the A side of the map, so this can very quickly turn into a split-up connector. Although Kenny S and Jax at top mid, there's no one to come A ramp, so still a lot to be dictated in this round, but a double-op setup, 1 at the B bomb site, 1 over at A. And again, it's only Art pretty much on his own in mid. That top connector for the moment.
Yeah, they've given the middle. Just said, you can have that. Although I don't think G2 have even realized yet that they're quite defensive about taking it. Not really wanting to give anything away, but they're going to realize right about now that, okay, there's no one's really showing up. Art is starting to get back. He's actually slipped back through the smoke that they put up in the window room. And did he see that? I don't think he saw the gun barrel. That might be... He could have had warning already that there were people sneaking in, and now he's going to go. But there's 4 people here with Nexa on the other side. They don't have a lot of grenades on G2 here, but when they go, it's going to be fast. And, oh, they just line up for him. Art with a big triple. All of them headshots. That was just a conveyor belt of T's coming into that, and he was just ready to get that done. And then that final kill, quad on him. My God.
Well, I don't think you're going to have too many clips that can showcase why the Krieg is so strong at the moment than that one right there. That might be the example used from now to the end of time. I don't think there's a single other gun in the game that can do something like that.
Can somebody take that clip and then add the sound that it makes when, like, the checker at the supermarket checks in, like, you know...
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, just that was...
And then you add this one on top of it, and it's like, well, this is unreasonable. That's just one tap at long range, and every professional Counter-Strike player just puked in their mouth a little bit.
Yeah. Until it's them using it. And
Yeah,
like,
until they're in Art's position, and they're like, yeah, I'm the shit.
yeah, this is great. Love this gun. 7-5. I think Dupree had a poll going on at some point on Twitter asking, you know, whether the Krieg meta or the Org meta was worse. Which I guess is like slightly framing the question, but I'll sort of accept it anyway. I guess when he means the Org meta, like which one is that? Like, does he mean like these?
Just right before it was nerfed when the CT sides were really strong, right around the Katowice major.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I agree the Krieg is too good, but I'm not. It's not panic mode for me. I'm not so panicked by it.
Okay.
I mean, there was an earlier Org meta where they buffed it that one when they increased the attack speed. Or I've been playing Underlords.
That was a fun week.
Attack rate so high that it was the best gun of all time.
Ooh, Hunter, almost able to punish. Yeah, balancing the weapons is a sticky subject. It's very easy to overbalance, as we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, but I actually think people should give Valve a little bit of credit for how well they've been doing, right? Like, people notice when things are out of balance, but we're talking about a lot of guns that have to be like all working sort of all at the same time with their own little niche, and like it. Well, I actually think it's very impressive.
I think that's where you get into the tough part of the argument, is where there are certain people who would say not all the guns have to be.
Yeah, that's like a philosophy, right?
Yeah.
From the beginning, and yeah, I don't know. Like I would have said, like, you know, 5 years ago, if you'd asked me if you follow that philosophy, is the game going to be good? I would have said no way. That's not achievable. And if you try, everything is going to go badly wrong. But so far, I don't know. I think they're doing a decent enough job. Art will take down Kenny again. Headshot with the Krieg to drop him, and now 3 AKs and 1 MAC-10, and that's going to make it very tough for G2 to find a way back in the round. There's 25 seconds, and the bomb is up at the hallways, but Keserado's watching that with the AWP, and they don't have very much to force him off the angle. And even if they do, Yuri's going to be here for the other shot, and that's going to be Jax going down. So that was part of the distraction. There's a flank coming in from Amanek, but that's being watched by Art. He saw that coming. 9 seconds, and Art is continuing. A triple in the round so far, and another quad. Back-to-back quad kills here for Art, landing him at 15 rounds. I just want to camp it off and say, I think one of the issues, maybe more than I do agree the Krieg is a little bit too much, but maybe I think maybe it's the economy around it too.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my stance on it. Is like, you can make.
That's what I'm scared about.
You can make all guns viable, or you can make it so the money is always there for the teams. But once you do both, it gets really awkward.
Yeah, then the problem, right, is that then there's going to be one gun that's just going to be the gun that's, you know, that's better than all the rest, more or less. So yeah, I think maybe that second round Krieg buy is just the thing that makes it.
That one is a bit painful. It just defies logic.
Yeah, like maybe that's where the line is. We say, you know, that's too good. Now we've got Deagles and some P250s and no armor and a single flashbang, and it's on the other side of the map, so that he can't even flash anyone at this point.
Yeah, it's not great.
You can throw those flashbangs quite far, but not that far.
And he's taken a shot. Now he's going to back down. The Molotov is out. Jack steps in front of it. Still hasn't seen anyone inside the bomb site. Ooh, that's a great shot. Great double up between Nexa and Hunter. Vinny's in a lot of trouble now. He's going to go down. Jax eliminates him, but there's still 2 defenders here. And no smokes, no flashbangs to cross this. Yuri and Henny can just hold on. And that's a tag with the AWP, and Henny's missing a couple, but still not in danger. G2 still isn't able to close this gap. And even with Amanek coming in, I think he's just found the timing to get past Yuri's crosshair. So this is still up in the air. This is still risky. Remember, there's 2 ops on the board for the defense, so a retake even against pistols is going to be tough.
And he used the flashbang on the other side. If he'd still had it, you know, they could have flashed Henny. They could have gone for something. I'm really disappointed. 30 seconds. And they need to get that bomb plant down. I think Kenny's trying his very best at the moment, and they'll get the bomb plant. This is actually a very good round out of G2, no matter what. They've got 2 kills, they got the bomb plant, but I don't think they can hold on to this now. Hunter and Kenny would have to pull a miracle here. They're low on health, got no armor, and Henny now just running one down. Kenny hiding, just no one even spotting for him. That could have been an absolute disaster. Oh, God.
Especially because the creek dropped right into his lap, right from the top. Hunter, when he gets killed, the creek drops right to Kenny. That could have been spectacular. I don't think he would have gotten the 3rd kill, but...
He was doing the old T-Rex maneuver on them. Just don't move.
Vision based on movement.
Sit still, and
Listen,
they won't notice.
That round was scarily very dangerous for FURIA, and I know it didn't really seem like it a whole lot. I know it looked like it was easy to mop up, but if Yuri doesn't go that passive in window room and just stay away from all danger, that's what really, you know, sealed that round for FURIA.
Into the middle quick. Art nearly getting caught again. This mid fight for him has been really rough. Just Molotov, and they're just going to be running around the corner trying to see if they could do that. Henny now in a lot of trouble, and he'll go down. Jax with a massive double opening there. Art takes down Amanek, but still, this is G2 saying we need that 6th round, and we're not going to be asking any longer. We're just going to be taking. Hunter, he is that, but still goes down to Yuri, and that's a problem. Now 3-on-3, and the bomb is very quickly planted. This pace out of G2 I find to be refreshing, phenomenal. I love everything about it. Kenny will take down Yuri in connector, and now Jack's up close to the corner. No flashbangs being thrown for him just yet. Oh, no, just clicking him away. And that's going to be a 9-6 scoreline at the end of the half. What a great first half here on Mirage. And yeah, we'll catch you when we come back in the second half right after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the second half coming up on Mirage. Second map as well between G2 and FURIA, and it's been a really, really fun game so far. I was going to ask you without looking at the scoreboard, but it's up on our monitors, so it doesn't really work. But how many times Henny died in that first half?
Henny died twice in that first half, Anders.
How's that possible?
That's crazy. I didn't. Well, he did save that off in the beginning of the game like 4 or 5 times. And remember, like he switched across the map, and every time he went to B, they went A, and every time he was at A, they went B. So.
And then you might even say, oh, okay, so he's only died twice. Well, I guess he hasn't had a lot of stuff to do, but he's got 15 kills.
Yeah, like, and he had that spectacular quad kill to even get him on the board.
Very, very deep decoy landing on the A bomb site. No one can even hear it. Not much of a decoy in that case, I guess. While they're stacking up outside of the B bomb site.
Ooh, this is a perfect call for G2. Certainly they've got to love this. 3 players on catwalk and just turn around. Look at this crossfire. There's so many players here. Certainly they win this. Certainly there's no way for FURIA to break up this stack. These USPs are just doing so much work at range. K Serrato still alive, still with a kill, and didn't expect Hunter to be there. He somehow got that one, but Nexa, way too many bodies thrown at the problem, and FURIA caught off guard by the sheer numbers.
The closest G2 player to the A bomb side was playing in window, and everybody else was over at the B side. So that is a fantastic way to win a pistol round. And we've actually been bringing this up a fair bit, right? Having the sort of 4-1 type stack in pistol rounds has become more and more popular.
We've noticed it a lot lately.
Ooh, Jax he's feeling it. 17th round. And FURIA, they buy into this. Remember how G2 didn't do this and then went for, you know, the full buy in the 3rd round, I believe? And
Yes.
And FURIA just saying, you know what? We don't care.
Well, they're going to go right back to that B bomb site. Amanek all alone. One nade. That's going to do some decent damage. I think a little bit of it eaten up by the couch. It's a powerful couch. And I think he just spotted one there, but what's the reaction? His teammate is Hunter, and he's so deep on catwalk. I don't know if there's anyone going to get back. Amanek has such a big job to do. Oh, and he's fortunate to get that with the flashbang coming in. Definitely can't get the second. And now we have a retake, and the smokes just go up as Hunter falls, and this might just be a round for FURIA.
Kenny's kind of close to the smokes over at the catwalk, and Jax has started to make his way in. They get a kill with a grenade, and Jax will take down Ard, and just like that, it's doable. I completely agree. That was a 4-on-3. The bomb was going down quickly. It did not look like that was going to be possible, but G2 showing up at the limit of the bomb site and able to get some early kills. And now Henny with one in return on Kenny at least. It's a 2-on-2, and actually Jackson next are still trying to get out the window. They'll have success in the first battle there, taking down Yuri, but now Henny's just trying to play a little bit of ring around the rosy. He'll get one in the follow-up, surviving on 2 health with a triple kill. Man, Henny is a monster in this game. What's that? 18-2 now.
Yeah, that's 19-3.
All right, he lost one. 19-3. That's incredible.
We got there at the end. They lost track of him. Look at Jax trying to clear out Van. They thought for sure he would have retreated into a safer corner, and he's out in the open ready to battle. Right on the other side of that pillar. Beautiful round, beautiful return in the second, and nice job recovering from that disaster. 4-on-3, nade and 1 frag follow it up, but they still able to pull it out. Such a strong position to be in, and another 3rd round buy for G2, this economic tug of war. Seesawing back and forth. Jax transferring over, nice headshot, but they didn't expect Serato to be that close up. He's dinked, he's low on health, and here comes Yuri. The Krieg gonna start getting into the action and dictating this round.
Hunter try and play a game at the edge of that smoke. Doesn't really work out. Amanek.
That's crazy.
You know, part of me enjoys the madness, but it's still madness.
That's the only way to describe it, is madness. Kenny gonna try and get some parting gifts. He's taking down Yuri. They know exactly where he is, and Art is at a vertical angle that he didn't expect. Krieg dropped over to his teammate so they can preserve the powerful weaponry. And now G2 has the unenviable task of being 4 rounds, probably 5 rounds behind after this, and having to also settle your economy down.
Yeah, that economy being all messed up is a real problem. 19-4. I'm still kind of shocked that that's where Henny's at right now. A 5-man stack on the A-bomb site, and looks like an execute into the A-bomb site. 3 people down here. The MAC-10 leading the charge. Could either be a great day for Henny or a very bad one. The USBs are coming for him and slowly chipping away, so it turned out it wasn't that great, but now they should know. And actually, from his team's point of view, it is great, right? Like, that's all the info they need. So yeah. Worthy sacrifice.
Definitely. Gotta be pleased with that. If
Human
you're FURIA.
sacrifice.
you know exactly where to go next. Art's gonna be pushed up, and he can find his way in towards market. And for G2, I don't think it necessarily matters what they do either way. They can try and go for it, maybe take a gun away. They can try and just sit around and try and get some exit kills. It doesn't much matter. It'll be a 12th round for FURIA. And what a big lead to have. 5 rounds in front of G2. Serato gonna get the first and the second.
Yeah, it is a big lead. The economy is part of what makes that even worse. Good triple for Serato. I mean, from G2's point of view, if they were able to sneak in and find a rifle, you know, get a kill, find a rifle, then that would be well worth it.
That'd be a miracle. It'd be a blessing. Well, G2 needs to start on the right foot in this first gun round immediately. They need to start getting on the board, start stringing rounds together, start coming back in this match. FURIA on the verge of winning this lower bracket semifinal.
Maybe G2 need to make their own human sacrifice to make this work. You know, get somebody pushed up top mid. Flash somebody in.
All right, I'm glad we went. I was going to say we're on the verge of a dark territory.
I think that's been outlawed for a while now.
I would imagine it would be.
I haven't actually checked, but I'm just going off.
Someone just forgets
I
that
think
in
you
the
can
rulebooks.
claim religious immunity for a lot of things, but
Yeah.
not that. Kenny goes for a fight in the middle, and that doesn't really work out. It's a good double setup. If you're K-Serrato, that's not an easy fight to be winning when they're both right there. Mid-control though for FURIA, and they are so fast at pushing into the window here. That's incredible.
Well, they can feel confident because they saw the double push in A ramp and they took Kenny S out in mid. So there's just not the manpower that you would have. You have to imagine there's at least one player at the B bomb site, and I'm not sure how Art doesn't come out on top of that. He had so many advantages. That's painful. I love that call. What a good read from FURIA, and it doesn't pan out for them.
Yeah, that's one of those strange rounds we said, well, it's such a powerful position. He's got the Krieg long range. He should be winning it. And now it's fallen apart. Amanek will take down Yuri on this side, so all of the options have pretty much been closed out here. Kenny can't even save the ult for once. He's going to go down, and G2, that's a huge round to win. They pick up the AWP at the end. They stay aligned with 4 people. That could very well be the turnaround moment.
Yeah, and we just talked about G2 needing to get started on the right foot. Not only have they won that first round with rifles in their hand, but they survive with 4 players, so they're not backs against the wall already. Bunch of Kriegs being picked up for FURIA, 5 of them to be exact. Kenny has his AWP. He'll take that towards middle. He'll get a chance. Gonna try and make the cat jump, and he's got it, but he's so blind, and I don't even know if he's late or if Vinny beat him to the angle, but something went horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, maybe he was expecting that they were going to throw that default smoke, which is thrown in 9 out of 10 rounds. But yeah, they were there very quickly.
And again, you have to wonder if this is maybe research, because this time they haven't spotted the amount of bodies at the A bomb site, but they've got Art boosted up within the first 20 seconds of the round after that kill on Kenny S. So things working out so far exactly the same as previous.
That was so fast that I would love it if you went back and checked around. Then it turns out Vinny jumped on top of somebody's head in spawn and did one of those improvised default or random run boosts, I guess the word for it. And if you feel some freak accident that actually made that happen. Now they're pushing up from the window again, and this position should get them the kills. They should be working. This is everything you could possibly want. But Jax gets 2 instead. The bomb is dropped on that side, and Nex are turning around. Still, the A defense here. Just 1 player left, and Hunter, he's got so many angles to look at, and he'll almost get it done. He dinks Vinny, who gets a triple instead, and now Amanek, 1 versus 3, and he's coming in with the flank. And when you're alone, those flanks are really not that easy to do.
And they've paused. They delayed the bomb plant, so he's gotten so close.
Very close. Sneaking up behind them. Spotting out Vinny. Getting the kill. But that's fine, actually. Yuri might be all right with that, because Vinny was already low on health. He's going to flash his way in just to take a peek here. He's got a Molotov as well, forcing Amanek to basically stay committed, and Yuri will get the kill. And FURIA, just after that successful round out of G2, where they managed to steal it away, now it's 13-8 instead, and the economy is not that good for G2.
That's a really nice improvised Molotov just right at the end there to force his hand in the 1 versus 1. Well played from Yuri, and this is 2 rounds straight. Kenny's been picked off in the middle without even being able to attempt to have an impact. I think that was the last bullet from Vinny that gets that kill. He showed the fist bumps from Jax, trying to keep the morale up for his team that are just hemorrhaging rounds at the moment. 4-2 in this second half in the favor of FURIA, which does not spell anything good for G2. Oh, and K-Serrato gonna pounce. Jax jumping off of Catwalk to try and help out towards the A bomb site where all the utility is. In fact, all of G2 is ignoring the A bomb site, just giving it up, trying to get some of these Kriegs in middle. Maybe weaponry for the next round is their goal, because again, the money has just not been great this entire half for the defensive side. And Art's all on his own, and he's getting pinched from 2 different angles. He's got one coming behind, and Amanek's going to find this kill for free. 2 Kriegs picked up, and they desperately need to save those.
Yeah, they do. All the utility raining at A is what caused all those people to rotate around middle, right? So it's pretty good timing for FURIA to go for that peak and try and take the fight. And they'll win the round and put themselves at 14. The Kriegs, Yuri in position. He'll win that fight against the first one. And Amanek, I mean, everybody else from FURIA is really far away, and Yuri's a little bit low on health, so might not want to be going all in on this one. It's not like they have all the money in the world, and they could well be needing another buy down the road. So 14-8 though, that's FURIA needing 2 more rounds to defeat G2 in this game. Having barely won, 16-14 on Vertigo.
Yeah, and that was the big win. That was the map pick of G2. So that's what's put them in this position where FURIA can just close things out on their own map, and they seem to be just right about doing it. So fair play. FURIA playing really well, coming in hot. For a team that just a couple days ago when we cast them looked very, very awkward. They have really cleaned things up. The deeper they've come in this tournament.
Yeah, the first game we saw from them was just very weird. I think that was the one against Avantgarde, wasn't it? Where it was all strange. Vinny goes down, but they still got Art into the window. Henny's dropped next. Good openings here for G2. Jackson, Hunter, and Hunter with the follow-up taking down Yuri. It's all looking very decent right now. Art trying to win that fight. He's actually going to somehow beat him. That's... I don't know. That is definitely Listerine FaceTime if you're Kenny.
Little bit of tag on Nexa. He's in danger. He knows it coming from behind, but the op, it lands from Art. There's still a possibility in this round. The bomb is dropped in mid, which is going to make things tough. And this flank could be massive for Amanek, but Jax is very, very low in connector. He's got Hunter kind of providing some cover.
This position, he's actually looking that way, but I was going to say, if they get the kill on Jax and they start to move in the middle for connector, that position that Hunter's in is still so powerful, right?
I think the real saving grace is Amanek here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even if they were to go get the bomb in middle, he knows they only have time to go to the A bomb site. Oh, you don't need to peek that. He's just baiting him out. Nice job from Amanek. Taking the attention away from middle for Jax to take a peek, and we're going to get a timeout from G2. They know the importance of this round, just starting to mount this comeback, and they need to keep winning.
Yeah, they do. We talked about Henny having, 19-3. Now he's 19-8. So there's been quite a few. Like Fair Play, he's also been entering with Mac 10s, doing a bunch of different things. But that is, helpful to G2 if nothing else. Now, luckily, they also have Art. He's at 21 kills. So they've got a couple of people over on the FURIA side who are doing a lot of work. But G2 can absolutely make it back in this game and try and win it. It is not done yet. I think one of the things that's making things look even more bleak at the moment is the fact that their economy has been so shattered, right? So the last many rounds, it's just very weird. So if they can keep a good economy here, it might be a different feel in the next couple rounds, assuming that they can survive. What looks like it might be a very fast B execute. Ooh. Jumping Amanek, he sees it coming and actually winning in the fight for a long time. Hunter with the lineup as they drop out of the smoke and yeah. B execute is done.
Yeah, that's a great hold from G2, dropping all the Molotovs, and look at this, 4 players going to be alive. Oh, that is beautiful from G2. Even though FURIA puts out the flames pretty early on with smokes, even though smokes obscure their own vision, so the B-Rush just goes absolutely nowhere. Another good round from Hunter, who we saw pick it up massively on the defensive side on Vertigo as well. Was a huge influence of why G2 was in that game.
Yeah, he had back-to-back triple kills, just doing a lot of things.
Yeah, this one, again, I mean, this is them jumping, as I'm saying, jumping out of that smoke, and you just don't have that vision whatsoever of where that player is moving to. So good play from Hunter, 14-10. They've now got 2 rounds in a row, and they get some breathing room against P250s and Glocks. No utility for the FURIA side. A deep nade is going to do great damage, massive damage. And there's the Shadow spotted by Kenny. He has a chance to kind of warm up into this game, and he needs it. Couple tough rounds early on. 14-11.
Yeah, very clean round. And the other one was as well. So we talked about, they need the economy to be good. They need to build into that. Well, 2 rounds and we're here. So that's everything you could want if you're G2. You don't have to worry about, losing a couple of rifles. Maybe you won't have to save on grenades. Anyway, you're going to be just fine. 14-11. The G2 team fighting their way back. Vinny, a little bit of an early fight, actually very aggressive early fight. Oh, and actually the flashbang works out. Hunter goes down. I thought Vinny would have been dead already, and he is from a teammate, no less. As Yuri gets dropped as well, I lose track of this round already. 3 versus 4, and they're making their way back.
Oh god, that did not work at all. It looked like it was going to. Those staggered flashbangs did so much, but it also blinded FURIA. They couldn't find the fights.
We need replays.
Oh, that's so awkward.
We need all the replays.
TKs are always fun to watch. Not fun to experience. So up catwalk we go. Still 2 smokes. Kenny is in the window room. No one's actually really got eyes on Catwalk. That one smoke is going to allow them to get up, and even some spam coming through. But Kenny's got to hustle over to help Amanek with the AWP. One's already gotten past his vision, and he knows he's sinking back into a more defensive spot. But now look at this. He has the idea. Art's going to win the battle against Kenny. That's not ideal. Amanek still alone on an island. His teammates here. He's got to find that, and he's got it against K-Serrano. But he's still pinned down. But FURIA can do nothing to flush him out.
Oh, Ars with one more headshot. Triple on him right now, and now Nexa making his way out the window. He sees the fight, and he'll win it. Down to 28 health, but a triple kill for him. And G2, they stay alive. They make it work. And I've got to say, that actually is a very, very smart defense all the way through from Amanek. Here it is. Oh no, he was even coming out of the flashbang. He thought, I'm unflashed, and there's a CT that's jumped down in the sandwich with me. Oh dear.
Joke's on you. That is a bit awkward.
That is a little bit awkward.
That is very awkward. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a impromptu timeout here in T-Spawn. Henny, again, we mentioned this yesterday, being very vocal. I don't know why that surprises me so much to see Henny being the vocal one, but I mean, probably if you look down this list, the most experience of any of these players having played in a major final, so it does make sense in a certain way as well.
Yeah, he's just giving out some ideas as they're waiting around. So I do just want to say, the way that Amanek played that, he has to stay alive for the rotate. That's like almost the #1 thing, right? But he also obviously wants a kill. But I think the mistake that he could have easily made is if he tries to fall back too far, he's exposed to Catwalk suddenly, right? So he has to hug the wall while basically not getting run down. And if he scopes too much, that'll tell him exactly where he is, and then he even watches the smoke. Like, I actually think that whole round from Amanek, which is very cool. He only got the 1 kill, but that was, like, a lot of times that would have been much worse. Now they're rushing in after a little bit of a team meeting, and it doesn't really work out so well. Nexa with a nice triple spray down, and the chance for a bomb plant here seems just very limited. Art going to continue to run. He's the one with the bomb anyway. He's just going to go for it. Ooh. And taking down Kenny. That's something.
There's a real chance. He's got the bomb, and he's being a little bit crazy. He could find Jackson. He's got it. Oh, that's a quick reaction, and that's low HP, and now the AWP as well. Although that scope surely had to have been heard. How does K-Serrano get involved in this round? That's the question. He's boxed in towards the A bomb site, being very patient, and they know this plant is coming at B. It's out in the open.
It's lost.
And Art's going to go down. Yeah,
they heard the shot.
There's no way.
He fired the AWP, K-Serrano on the side, so they know. It's a very cool idea. Again, this is one of the reasons why Brazilian Counter-Strike is just tons of fun. That
round was so winnable, though, in that 2-on-2. Yep. They just never slow down the pace from that hectic action.
Yeah, like
if they take a moment to let it breathe, they can be like, I'm going to run to the B bomb site and plant here. K-Serrano could have easily shifted onto those CT spawn steps and at least covered him or given him the intel that someone's coming.
Well, it's one of those things, right, where, like, that is the power of, like, that crazy Brazilian style, and it's also sometimes the downfall of it.
The double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is, I think.
Yeah.
Great stuff, though. 14-13. G2, though, they made their way back. Their economy, taking a little bit of a hit in that round, but they're still like 10,000 on Kenny, so
I was gonna say,
they'll be all right.
Yeah, they've got some cash to spend here. Kenny even being able to afford 2 drops.
This is wild.
Yeah, that kill is big. It's this reaction that surprised me so much.
I would love a catwalk rush out of FURIA.
Okay. So
all the smokes.
You're the in-game leader. You're calling a cat rush.
Yeah, it's like my go-to. That's my favorite thing here. So
you just have a go-to on each map, and
yeah, it's the same thing every time.
Okay.
Mentioning it. They are setting up for the default smokes in middle. One towards connector, one towards the window. So those are actually more or less the smokes you would need for a catwalk rush. But they're setting up outside of B. Jackson next are really far up towards the A ramp. Oh, and Henny getting Amanek. I think he must have been jumping.
That's over.
He wallbanged him. You can do that on the truck. I know that right through the window. It's such an easy lineup. He must have done that. 4 versus Thrive now. Oh God, if this is how they get to 15, that is absurd and disgusting. It's Kenny to go down next to Art. FURIA. How have they brought this out? Now they might as well back on out.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm even surprised to see Kenny that committed to try and make that happen. He's got the cash for it, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But FURIA, what a shot! Amanek, the only player at that B bomb site.
Those windows have like the wooden blinds, and if you line up in the middle of them and sort of like vertically and horizontally, sort of almost middle both ways, on that it's so easy to do. I have to assume that's what he did.
I'm looking for Amanek's body right now.
Otherwise, like, where would he have got the shot? It was through a wall or something.
I think it was just to the edge of the wall. He had him on the B platform.
All right, well, that's way less crazy. I was so hoping. I so wanted that to happen.
You're thinking of all those spams that are possible at this bomb site.
Yeah,
And picking the craziest one.
That isn't even such an. It isn't even such an unknown spam. So, all right, fine. He got the default one. Oh, I was hoping for it. I wanted it. Still, one fight being won, and you know, just looking at it from FURIA's point of view, right? They had everybody in position for that opening kill, because a bunch of times you'll get an opening kill and you'll be like, yeah, but you know, it's only one person.
But we're spreading a default. We can't actually take advantage of it. Yeah, they were hitting that B bomb site no matter what. So what a benefit for Henny to get that kill. And you mentioned he was 19-3 at one point. He'd been quiet for a long time, or 18-3, whatever it might have been. What a more impactful kill you can get, like to get to your 20th. After it's been probably 5 rounds since we've seen him get a frag.
Yeah, he had 19-3, and then he goes from like 3 to 12 in deaths, and finally finds a kill, and that's the one.
And there it is, the deliverance. 15-13.
Wild scenes.
2 chances to close this out, and 2 maps for FURIA.
Well, Jack's also playing a good game. 20-20 on him. Nobody really far behind. Kenny maybe having a little bit of trouble, but again, they've also had, like, for a large stretch of the second half, they've had trouble with the economy G2. So at least he can afford the AWP now. And still default smokes in middle, just setting that up. Henny ready for a peek, but not ready for the flashbang. And that's Kenny finding his 11th kill. Similar scenario here. I mean, you could be missing a lot of the game, but if you just do that, like just one round, one good opening, he's back to look for the window. Oh, and
that smoke was just fading. I think he just barely saw a glimpse of the elbow of a kneecap or something.
Wow.
2 openings for Kenny S. Relatively quiet game for him, so huge impact down the stretch. And look at this. G2 taking control of lower ramp. They're going to start pushing towards T-spawn. Vinny's here with the AUG. He gets the first, but he's dinked. He'll never expect Nexa to be here. He does shoulder peek it a little bit, but it's not going to bait anything out. And even if the way forward is cleared up by FURIA, they have to go back and get that bomb at A ramp at some point. And it's only a matter of time. Nexa's going to spot Yuri out in the open, who's concentrating towards spawn, and that's the round finished up. We're going all 30. 15-14. FURIA plenty of cash to buy. One last round to dictate G2 being eliminated or G2 forcing overtime.
And think of the pain if they end up losing 16-14, 16-14 on both maps. Like that's just, yeah. Wow, there was just a slight shadow. He's so quick, Kenny. So, finding 3 kills or something in that round, that was 2 at least. That was very well done. 15-14. FURIA, they have money to buy in this one. Art already taken a little bit of damage. Outside of B, was he wall? I guess he was wallbang from Hunter.
This is much slower.
Kenny in middle though, look at how aggressive he is.
I like this too. And it's so cool to see because he's been beaten up with this kind of mid play and this kind of mid aggression a number of times in this half, and still in this final round not afraid to go back to it. It's risky, but he's gathering so much information, and he's going to start rotating back. Jax can start investigating. Tough part is this is going to be a set piece towards the A bomb site, it feels. 3 players at A ramp. They could have that execute at A, or they could turn this into a fake still. But if it is an A set piece, it's going to be retake. Double op. And Kenny's going to be locked in connector. Nexa will be locked back in CT spawn there. The flashbangs over here are the smokes. And yeah, FURIA should at least be able to get a plant out of this one of those. Some of those smokes feel like there's a little bit more of a gap than they'd like them to be in.
Rushed flank from Jax. He's here so quickly. They're going to get the bomb plant down, I think, but Art is actually delaying it a little bit, and Jax, he's going to be in such a magnificent position. They're just going to get the plant, and then they're going to start to try and think of it. They're not even getting the plant yet. 20 seconds here. Nexa gets traded for Vinny. Finally, Art finding a little bit of space for it, waiting 17 seconds. Jax is walking up behind him, and he's waiting, not pulling the trigger. Oh no! He goes down to Quesorado. The swing around, the whole round on this, the whole series, in fact. That could have been overtime. That could have been the instant double kill. And now instead, oh, they're in trouble. Henny will take down Hunter. Amanek and Kenny now 2 versus 4. An absolute disaster. Kenny, the only one left, and FURIA, they're going to be taking down G2. It takes 2 maps for them to do it, but an absolutely heartbreaking, gut-wrenching end to the series here. I can't believe it. 16-14, and FURIA will make their way through. Oh, my heart goes out. You have to appreciate Jax plays that. It's so smart for him to do everything. There's no way that that's going to be likely. That is the least likely outcome. That's
going to be so frustrating. And if I'm his teammates, I tell Jax, when you go review this, I just say, I wouldn't play that any differently.
Nope.
If we replay that round again, don't do anything different. He had such a good read of the situation. He had such a good feel. All the information gathered from Kenny. But again, just like Vertigo, it's FURIA who just rips it all right out of their hands. They seemingly have it in the bag, and they destroy him. Either way, that's a 2-0 win for FURIA. That's the most promising we've seen them look in a while. We're going to send it down to the desk to talk this one over.
Oh,
no, we're not.
We're going to go here.
We're
going to go a little bit ahead of yourself.
I thought I heard the word desk in my ear. I might be going crazy. We've had a couple of those moments.
Not impossible that could be happening. Just to even say, you know, Jax did nothing wrong. It was good. Like everything about that, like that's a freak accident.
It happens.
I really can't believe it. I do think
it's just unfortunate it happens in the 30th round.
That's obviously going to be heartbreaking. We do have the interview ready, so Paula, take it away.
Thank you very much, Anders, for that. FURIA guaranteeing themselves a top 4 placement here at StarLadder StarSeries I-League Season 8. How does that sound, Guerry?
Feel amazing. I have no words. I love so much the guys. We have so much passion, and we are working so hard to be here. So it's amazing.
Why was this match